Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Critical Role, where a bunch of us nerdy-ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons. Before we get into tonight's game, we have some announcements to get through, so be patient with us for a moment as we give a big shout-out and thanks to our two sponsors for tonight's episode, starting with our friends at D&D Beyond. Sam.
As I said last week, the Waterdeep Dragon Heist is now available on D&D Beyond, or as Max said last week, and they'll guide your Waterdeep campaign from levels 1 to 5. After that, explore the legendary Undermountain dungeon below the city with Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage for levels 5 through 20. Woo! Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage is available for pre-order on D&D Beyond and will release November 2nd. Now, because D&D Beyond is such a generous sponsor to this show, Laura. I just wanted to show the audience some of what we do with that sponsorship money. We take it and we turn it into this amazing studio, which has amazing equipment and After Effects and editing suites and cool special effects. So we put together a really cool ad for them using all the equipment. And if you guys would turn to the monitor and see what we made. Hi guys, as you know, we love D&D Beyond. It's easy to use, the interface is super high tech. Since their sponsorship helps us make this show, we thought we'd use all the cutting edge editing software in our fabulous new studio to make D&D Beyond a mind-blowing special effects ad. Explosions, I assume. For instance, look at my face. Looks normal now, right? But when we add high-tech CGI effects, I look like a beholder! Roar! Anti-magic cone! D&D Beyond! Okay, reset. Now check out this awesome face swapping feature. Okay, right now I look like Sam Riegel, but now, boop! Oh, I'm Matt Mercer. Welcome to Critical Role, where a bunch of us nerdy-ass voice actors get to look at how handsome I am. Oh, now I'm doing a Cajun accent. Okay, reset. But that's not all. Now it looks like I'm holding nothing, right? But now with special effects, oh, I've got an adorable Blink dog in my hands. Oh, isn't Nugget so cute? And reset. Wow, that was just a taste of the amazing special effects that D&D Beyond sponsorship covers here at the studio. Thanks, D&D Beyond, and if you don't mind, Scotty, beam me up. I'm probably gone by now, right? That was great. Thanks, Max. I can't wait to see how it cuts together. And I can't wait to see all the effects. They didn't put any fucking effects on it. I mean, we had it all mapped out. It was gonna be amazing. And now it's just.
It's really lame.
It's pretty lame and also kind of insulting to Matt. I mean, if you want to be honest about it. Sorry to the audience and sorry to D&D Beyond. Back to you, Matt.
Thank you, Sam.
Yet more evidence why we should see the return of Max Better Sam James.
Alrighty. So,
Samus Christ.
one of these days, your escalation is going to be the end of us all. I'm looking forward to it.
Guys, for D&D Beyond, I brought a loaded gun.
One of these days.
Guys, it's really amazing.
Oh my God. All right, so on sale now, we do have our very first live show in New York City. It's coming up pretty soon, actually, in 2 weeks. We'll be at the United Palace in Washington Heights Thursday, October 4th for the live show. Tickets are still available now at Ticketmaster. You can check out all the details to do so at critroll.com.
I'm sorry, no, just keep talking.
I gotta get it out now.
I know.
Better now than in the narrative.
Get out the ones.
Also, for those who had a chance to see it, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Between the Sheets, our first our new show, hosted by the fantastic Brian W. Foster. Towson was our first guinea pig for that. Really in-depth, awesome interview and peek behind the...
Really blitzed on that stuff. That was pretty fun.
Why did we start with a closer, though?
I know.
Rain alcohol also. That was like that was a good call on my part.
No other way to do it.
Well done, Towson. But yeah, so if you want to talk a little bit about the release schedule for that show for Between the Sheets, it's every
Monday, 7 p.m. on Twitch is where it premieres. Then, of course, you can immediately catch it on VOD on Twitch if you've subscribed to us on Critical Role's Twitch. Critical Role's Twitch.
Pointing at.
So, I don't know. I'm pulling a Sam Riegel. I'm adding graphics that aren't here. There's a graphic, right? And then it releases on Wednesdays on Critical Role's YouTube channel at 10 a.m. So if you do not catch it live, or if you are not subscribed, you'll get it on Wednesday.
There you go. And to celebrate the launch Between the Sheets, Brian's going to be doing a Reddit AMA tomorrow, actually. This is on August 21st at 2 p.m. Pacific. So if you want to go ahead and razz him through text format, see him on the Critical Role Reddit tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific. Also, we've been raising a lot of great money for Sam's charity, Pablo Foundation, if you want to talk a little bit about that.
The charity that I'm very fond of, Pablo Foundation. They battle childhood cancer. And what am I supposed to talk about tonight? I'm supposed to talk about the fact that we're doing, because you guys raised so much money, we're doing a one-shot tomorrow night on the Critical Role Twitch channel. We're going to do a Crash Pandas one-shot with me as the game master and people like Laura Bailey, Liam O'Brien, Marisha Ray, Travis Willingham, Matt Mercer. Basically, everyone at this table except for Taliesin will be there.
He's got enough to do, people.
Hey,
enough coverage this week already. He can sit out of it.
So tune in tomorrow night at 7 o'clock to see the show. We will also be giving away prizes to somebody, some lucky person who made a donation and tagged Critical Role in the donation field. So that's it.
Yes.
Great. Lori, you want to talk about merch stuff?
Yeah. We got some things back in stock, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm not. Stop it. I did. We got the Wild Mount dice back in stock. The pretty blue ones that we have. And then we got limited amount of the Mighty Nein pins back in stock. Check that out right now. They're awesome. Crazy. We have the maps back in stock. And I have heard that the t-shirts are being restocked very shortly. So that means, like, check it out this weekend, like Friday or Monday. They should be back in there. So just check.
Refresh.
Just refresh. And if you want them, they should be there.
There you go. Thank you, Laura. And a thank you to our second sponsor, wanted to bookend it, sponsor, returning as our friend here is The Rook and the Raven, who have been doing their awesome, if you guys aren't familiar, haven't seen the previous episodes, they do these really awesome high-quality disc-bound gaming notebooks for your campaign. The fronts you can see are of laser-etched designs of awesome maps from our fantastic friend Devin Rue, who did our Dwendalian Empire map earlier in the campaign, which you saw, and just came into stock, apparently. This is their Mischief and Misadventure book, where you can go ahead and put all your campaign notes and your character info. It's pretty badass. Their Kickstarter ends tonight at midnight Pacific time, so if you haven't got in on it, now's your last chance to do so. This is your last chance to get the deluxe edition of this, as well as the Far Traveler's Notebook at the Kickstarter exclusive pricing, so get to it now if you're planning to. Let's see, you can go ahead and find that at therookandtheraven.com/critical role to get all the info you need before midnight tonight. So check it out, guys. With that, I think all in sweet effects, Sam.
Yeah. Someone will add some effects at some point.
At some point. I feel like we're really gonna have to release that now with effects put onto it. He will. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into tonight's episode of Critical Role. Welcome back. So, last we left off, the Mighty Nein had found their way outside of the Dwendalian Empire and to the first city along the coast of the Menagerie Coast, Nicodranas, where Ford had passed through previously on his various adventures through the waters nearby, and Jester's upbringing was entirely within. You had met, actually, with Jester's mother, Marion, the Ruby of the Sea, as well as begin to seek information about an individual that seemingly was connected with your time up in Shady Creek Run and the sphere that you had absorbed, Ford. In this period of time, you discovered that there was an individual that had grown jealous and strangely aggressive regarding the companionship of Jester's mother, and as such, you began to seek information about them in a way to put an end to this behavior. In doing so, you went to a tavern, met a captain that had possibly room for a few of you to travel with about a week from now. You met a turtle, for many of you the first time you had encountered a turtle, who had some interesting things to say and seemingly a lead on the individual you were looking for. You also found information about what's called the Sluice Weave, a series of waterways beneath the city, where seemingly this Algar, this individual that was creating tension with the Ruby of the Sea, works and oversees. So you made your way to the outskirts of the docks, searched through the water for an entrance, managed to muscle your way through the grates below, nearly drowning the pets you had recently purchased. You encountered a few small water elementals and eventually came upon one of the nexus areas of this waterway, where it seemed there was an elemental entity that had named Jundi that was bound to this location and was essentially helping run and control the water in and out under the supervision of Algar. Catching them, but however not being as stealthy as you had hoped, you were noticed, and as such a battle commenced where this Jundi, this elemental figure, was given the command by Algar to take care of you and see you out. In this fray, a number of you fell and fell again, but through a combination of Ford's teleportation spell abilities, you guys keeping each other alive, you repeatedly punching very hard whatever got in your way. You managed to subdue Algar, destroy his 2 guards, raise one as a specter, and noticing there was something affixed to his wrist that seemed to have some connection with Shundi, Ford cut his left hand off. And that's where we pick up. So, as the rest of you are slowly pulling your way, your body's just completely waterlogged from rushing through thigh-high waters, and many of you being submerged, nearly drowned at times. You gather yourself as you realize the threat is gone. The water elemental is destroyed, and this entity that was once attacking you seems to have lowered their trident and turn around their attention elsewhere, kind of releasing any sort of aggressive demeanor they had held since your arrival. At this time, you, Bo, as you turned the corner and mashed the face of Algar against the wet stone wall, you look over to see both Ford slice the hand off of his right wrist, and
Wait, right or left?
Oh, sorry, left hand. Okay. Sorry, it's to your right. See the left hand get cut off. He screams out, bleeding from the stump as he kind of grabs it with his other hand. The hand and the bracelet, the armlet that was attached, both clattering to the ground with like a wet thud, and then falling over to the side. Bo, you also look over and notice there is this horrible kind of strange undead entity floating immediately to your right of you and Algar. This spectral creature that is ethereal but made of dark blue and black energy, this kind of drowned spirit that is giving off this horrible guttural sucking sound. And Ford still stands there, blade in hand, kind of looming over the 2 of you, technically.
And they're hidden from all the rest of our view. Right?
Yeah, you guys, you know where they went, but you have no idea what's transpired since. And currently, Jundi is floating towards the back of the chamber, towards where they are. What do you do?
Ford, Is he with you? Pointing at the spectral guy.
He is.
So I shouldn't kill him?
I don't think so. Might be, unwise.
You alright, man?
Yeah, I want that bracelet. I'll reach down and pick it up.
Okay. You pick the bracelet, and Algar's like,
I hold it in front of his face. You use this to control that?
Make an intimidation check. With advantage.
Yeah, still holding down.
It's a 25.
So, yeah, it was part of my post. God, what are you gonna do? Please don't kill me, please.
It all depends on how forthcoming you are. Anything I need to know to operate this thing, or I just slap it on and start giving commands?
At this point, Jundi appears, the back of the chamber, rounding the corner. The large, kind of thick barrel-chested, somewhat fish-like form, wearing these this very, very well-tailored vest in the silks of the shirt, billowing around its kind of wet elemental form. Its fish face kind of curled into this kind of sly grin as it spins around and looks towards Algar and you guys, as it says with its like low, kind of burbling fish voice. I see the hour is nigh for vengeance. And it goes ahead and pulls the collar from its neck as it clings to the ground. Ting!
Well.
Just ask him to put it back on.
I'm going to start covering distance.
Indeed. The hour is nigh.
It puts out its hand. You have seemingly come to the aid of this humble individual. Please, hand me the implements of my enslavement.
May I ask how you came to be enslaved in this predicament in the first place?
That is not of your concern.
How about an answer for the bracelet?
Algar's still like, don't trust him.
I punch him.
That's like you do.
Shut up.
The rest of you are kind of closing up in the space.
We're making our way.
You guys kind of leap up and begin to climb. In the meantime, it looks the creature looks to you and says, let's just say that there were powerful minds that were interested in the benefits of my undivided attention towards things that were of not my interest.
I'm sorry to hear that. I never like to see a creature put under the boot of somebody else for their gain. I'll toss him the bracelet.
Catches it, picks up the necklace, and both of them kind of get tucked into this inside of its vest with this like heavy, almost wet sucking sound. Looks over to Algar. It would appear that you have this taken care of. But would you do me the honors?
Well...
Actually, if you wouldn't mind, we have a further need.
Yeah. Just a conversation maybe first. Can you wait like 5 minutes?
No, not even just 5 minutes. Perhaps if you could tell us a safe way out of here in exchange for letting us have our way with Algar. He could be on his way and we could have our time.
I'm confused on the levels in which you were talking about on what all you want, but I'm with it.
I want him. Yeah, okay.
Are you talking to Wait, do we need from Algar?
But I want to kill Algar.
You don't want to. You do want to kill Algar.
I do not.
You don't want to kill
No.
Algar. Yeah. Okay.
And 1 sec.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So don't kill Algar.
Yeah,
Right?
I give earmuffs to Algar. As I still have my knee in his face.
He is,
Sorry,
he is bleeding out.
And just, I just want to know if there's other like booby traps.
We're all
You know
watching.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, you guys all now have come into the
From-
chamber
from
now.
Algar.
And you can see this.
I'm going to
Yeah.
attempt to do that thing I've seen Beauregard do so many times and like foof out my
Muscles.
biceps.
So
intimidating.
what do we do with Algar?
I'm not sure yet.
Oh, by the way,
Yep.
I think Algar's unconscious. He might be dead.
Algar?
Yeah.
I'll give him a little like cheek slap.
He's definitely passed out. He's not dead, but there is a large amount of blood coming out of his severed stump.
Yeah.
Stand next to Caleb and poke his biceps.
That happened.
Ooh.
Guys, need any help?
Should we?
I'll just tear off a sheet of ribbon off of my sleeve and I'll wrap it around his forearm like a tight tourniquet.
So make a medicine check.
Do you want me to stabilize him? I can do that.
11.
11. That's enough to stabilize. Okay, so you prevented him from bleeding out. He's looks pale. There's lost a lot of blood, and there's this kind of dark pool that's still kind of suffusing the space around him on the stone floor, on the raised area of the hallway. So he's stable. At this point, Jundi, as the rest of you kind of came around the corner, and you can see standing there, kind of look at the group. Well, I have things to take care of now. Kind of looks to you. Khedive Jundi is my title. I've been held here for too long. Should you find yourself among the endless seas of my world, come to my Silver Silt Palace.
Silver Silt?
There I shall reward you for your assistance. Now, I'll go to free my partner.
Hey, Shindy, real quick. Just seems like you were powering the entire city. How would we do that without you?
That's a good question. And it leaves.
What was the palace? What did he say?
Silver Silt.
Where was the palace? Is it in the ocean?
I'm pretty sure.
Was it in the ocean?
It's in the ocean.
Probably not on land. Yeah.
Is everybody okay, by the way? Do we have everything? Oh, God! And I'm going to cast turn undead.
Oh,
okay.
To the guy?
Yeah.
That is a 14. What's your DC?
DC on turn undead. Let me find it again.
What's your spell DC?
Spell DC is 16.
The specter goes, immediately turns around and starts drifting down the hallway away from you, kind of giving this horrible, hollow, sucking scream.
Thank you.
Did we need him? Was he useful too?
Nope.
I'm so confused on who's
I
useful.
just forgot he was there.
All right, let's.
Good job, Mr. Clay.
If everyone's got a minute. Does anybody need healing? Is
Actually,
everybody?
Elgar might need a quick.
I have a question.
I'm gonna just start a 10
Are
minute.
we going to kill him?
No.
Well, if we don't, how do we get away without anyone knowing that we killed his guards and we let the guy go?
What do you mean? You just tell him, don't tell anyone, and we'll come back and kill you.
Yeah.
What if he goes into like a protection service or something?
Why don't we need to have a conversation with him afterwards. We can tell him to leave the city and never come back. Or we'll take off your other hand.
I like that. Plus, they're guards. It's kind of like their duty to, fight, which they did, and we defended ourselves.
That's true. That's
I feel
true.
like,
I mean, we weren't even going to attack if he hadn't attacked us in the first place.
Yes. He attacked, although to play devil's advocate, you're right, he could change his mind down the line and try to get revenge on you or your mother.
I don't want him to get revenge on my mother.
We'll make it pretty clear.
We can do other things to make sure.
Can we make it seem like Algar was the one that did all this?
Yep.
Okay.
Like maybe he turned.
Did he see you? Does he know who you are?
No.
Well, then why would he connect any of this to his mother? Unless we tell him. To your mother, I mean.
Well, just because I heard Tracy say that she was staying at the fancy, the lavish chateau.
Yeah, but
That's a hotel that lots of Tracys, I think, probably stay
If you
at.
want to be really careful, there are other places to stay.
But then
I'm also curious to know what he is doing down here in the first place.
I might have
Why
wanted
don't
to
you
use him
step
again.
aside so that he doesn't see
hanging
your
out.
face when he wakes up? Or disguise your face so he has.
Oh, good call, good call.
But I would like to just throw my hat in the ring to say that I think he might need to die here, yeah.
Okay, so we got 2 kills.
What if we make him
4 maybes?
send him out to sea? Don't necessarily kill him, but make him leave, and then make it seem like he was the one that did everything.
I think we're going to listen to your influence on this one, Jester. It is closest to you.
We do have one passage secured with Captain Adela. We could just tell Adair. Wait, what's his name? Not Algar. That's Pillars of Eternity. We could just tell Algar, you have a new plot in life now, and it's gonna be to help Captain Adela.
And Yash. Oh wait, is Yasha going with Adela? No. She's on a different boat. Maybe.
Well, Yash is with you.
No, I know, but she's going to be leaving at some point soon, right?
She was making her way towards the sea, but hasn't made passage anywhere.
No plans. No hard plans. Well, let's wake up this son of a bitch.
We can always kill him.
Yeah, we'll get answers.
Worst case scenario, we kill him.
Yeah,
Maybe best case scenario,
We
but
just
yes.
put a pin in it and see what we find out here. Huh?
Do you want to disguise yourself before we
Okay,
do
yes.
this?
I will disguise myself as a turtle, but not the guy that we met, like a turtle that's like a girl.
Okay.
Period.
I like that. A Gordle.
Exactly the same as the guy,
Gordle.
except with long hair.
No hair.
Beehive.
But like a skirt. A skirt.
There you go.
Yeah, because
Total
that's
skirts.
what girls wear skirts, obviously. That's what girls
Jester needs
do.
to get out more.
Turtles were school.
Okay.
At some point, there's going to be a healing spell, so.
I am still. Okay, so I get back on top of Aldar and I'm restraining him, pinning him down.
Who does anybody not need healing?
I'm.
Well, how, Clay, do you need healing?
I don't
Okay,
need
that's
healing.
I
We'll
could
do
use
then.
some healing.
Yeah, what about yourself?
Oh, I'm getting enough.
Oh, I could do
I could use some then
Alright,
if you want to share.
You-
do a prayer of healing.
I'm doing that was what I've been doing a prayer healing.
Make it
Oh,
rain.
really? We could both do prayers of healing.
Yeah, all right, so I'm doing everybody except not, and I'm adding Aldar to this.
Okay.
I'm going to say I'm doing it too, but I'm not really going to.
On the count of 3. 1, 2.
That's 14 points. 14 points to everybody.
Dear traveler, please heal everyone. Do you guys feel better?
I do actually. Thank you. How many points?
14.
Thanks, Mr. Clay and Jester.
You're welcome.
All right. As the wave of healing divine energy kind of emanates from Clay's focused point, Algar, who's still kind of being held against the wall by Bo.
I'll just bring the tip of the falchion right under his chin. You know, before we begin, we got this thing about calling out, yelling, really sensitive eardrums, so let's not do that.
Also, before we begin, I want to make sure that you know how serious we are in getting honesty from you. And I take his head and I go whack whack into the wall.
Back unconscious.
And I'm gonna do extort truth on him. Spend a key point.
Okay. All right.
So he has to make a charisma saving throw.
That is 14.
14 is the DC.
Okay, so he succeeds.
Fucking fuck!
You can try it again if you have another key point.
I do.
Zone of truth.
Oh, wait, no, let me see if I think he might be immune to it for the next 24 hours based on the ability.
What's mine?
If he succeeds on it,
Well,
yeah.
then
I think so.
go to. I don't think you heard me. Whack whack! I'm gonna try one more time.
Well, I'm going to double check here, but I think if he succeeds in the save, he's immune to it for 24 hours. I could be wrong. Let me double check here.
Has it been 24 hours yet?
Yeah, you can wait 24 hours and then come back to it.
Just sit here till Crash
I'll
Panda's
lean over to
turn.
Not and say, Not, do me a favor and just make sure he's not carrying anything fancy in his pockets.
I'm gonna rifle through all of his pockets with lightning speed agility of hand.
Make an investigation check, please.
Not good.
No.
12.
12, okay. Rifling through his bits, you find 21 gold pieces, 45 silver pieces, 2 platinum pieces.
Right.
You find 1 empty glass vial where a healing potion was used previously, a dagger, and a hand crossbow, a basic hand crossbow with 5 bolts.
All right, I'll take the gold and the bolts, and everything else I'll throw in a puddle.
Perfect.
What about, does he have any pretty buttons?
Does he have any pretty buttons, Matthew?
He does. Attached to the shirt if you want to pluck them.
I will pluck
There
the buttons.
are 6 buttons.
Do I have to roll for each one?
No, you're fine. To extort truth, no. You can continue to try it if you want to.
Try it again.
Spam it.
Whack, whack.
All right. So, as with every more button pulled, button kind of teaming up on this
Real
regard.
serious. Real serious.
Okay, that's a failure.
Okay.
That's a natural 10. Okay, so as you slam his head 2 more times and kind of like pinch an area underneath the bottom of the jaw that causes his kind of irises to swell for a little bit, he looks towards you, head lolling a little bit.
Now you're gonna answer all these nice man's questions, okay?
He doesn't answer, but he looks, you have his attention.
What was your job down here, and why were you giving commands to that creature with this bracelet?
It's my job. I was assigned as the supervisor of the sluice gate.
And who do you report to?
I report to the Clovis Concord. I was assigned here maybe a few months back from Port Zune, but I largely, specifically, report to the Marquis and his associates.
Marquis.
The Marquis,
Marquis Zay Fuludan.
Oh, that guy, right?
No.
Lives in the palace guy?
Yeah, not
Marquis.
Not LePual.
Right.
Domain.
Domain, right.
What? Ask him if knowledge of that water creature that was here and is gone now, if that is known all the way to the top, or is it his bag, or?
The creature that was here and the magic used to control him, is that something that you brought to the table, or was that a device given to you and known in the higher ranks of government?
He's kind of resisting answering.
I just dig that finger into his pressure point a little harder.
Make an intimidation check. With advantage, because you have him affected with the Astort.
Oh, right, charisma. 11.
11, okay. In his current position, kind of like...
The Margrave and the Concord are aware this is one of 2 cities that runs with one of these Marid underneath.
One of 2 cities?
Yes.
And the other would be?
Port Tamale.
Right. What else do you do here in Nicodranus? What do you do to pass the time, Algar? I'm trying to decide whether or not to hand you over to this fearsome beast over here, and I point to Caleb.
The muscles popping?
Yep.
Yeah, and I send Frumpkin, who's holding his breath, schlooping up on top of his chest. He's hungry, and so am I.
Puts the lotion on the skin.
I'll make you into a jacket.
I drink and carouse, buy fine linens and furniture.
Good hobbies.
Yeah, it's like, he's asked what he does with his spare time.
You have any significant others in the city?
None really. I take companions. The Ruby is a very beautiful creature.
Woo, Ruby, she's real hot.
Agreed. I think we all know the Ruby of the Sea far and wide. You think she'd miss you if you went missing?
A few more weeks of wooing her. Yes.
No, that's not how that shit works, man.
Yeah.
You can see there's there's a conflict inside where his masculine pride immediately hits with like the hit to his ego that you just delivered.
What were you doing down here?
My job.
What is your job exactly?
To maintain the weave, to help exert my will on the creature that you just freed so it can direct water in towards the various furnaces that run a lot of the engines that help maintain some of the commerce here in the city.
Yeah, and what happens to the commerce in the city now that you have fucked that up?
Well, I fucked it up. Well, thanks to your interference here, they're probably going to have to re-network everything through analog means. It'll take weeks. It'll be expensive.
Oh man, you're gonna be in so much trouble.
Especially, I imagine, if they start looking into everything you did with that kind of power. I mean, having access to that kind of creature, I can't imagine that you were on the up and up about everything you did.
Especially if you start to admit that you did it all yourself, and I'll use Mask of Many Faces to look just like him.
People are gonna have to start asking questions. Serious questions.
He like you hear his head hit the stone once more. It's like, who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck are you?
Make an intimidation check with advantage.
So badass.
19.
Says, and he looks down at his severed hand, the stump having now healed over from the healing power of your prayer.
Look, just please, I don't want to die. I don't want to die down here. I don't want to wash up in the middle of the shore.
You know what I'm feeling like, Bo? That I just need to get out of this city and never come back. Go somewhere far away, and I hold up also a stump because my hand is missing. I just need to go in a boat and just go.
Man, that sounds like a fine idea, Algar, doesn't it?
Frumpkin starts to lovingly gnaw with his beak just on the chin of Algar.
That sounds like a great idea.
Maybe a haircut, and maybe a new name, too. What do you think?
Man, you look like a Jorge.
Jorge.
I'm gonna pick up the severed hand and start casting Decompose on it, too.
I'm gonna start backing up, just kind of shaking my head. You people are fucked up.
He nods. Right, yeah. I'll leave immediately. Just please let me go.
All depends on how we decide to act as we get out of here. I'm sure you know a very safe way to the surface, yes?
Same way I come in every day. Yeah, I'll show you out.
Shall we?
Mm-hmm. What do we do with him so nobody sees him?
Must have a bag or something.
Just walk out with a handless bagged
Hey,
man.
Yasha, what's in your bag you've been carrying?
Well, it's not on her. It's up in the boat you guys had put in the water. She goes, mostly just blankets.
I have a
gold.
cloak.
Yeah, we can wrap him up in a cloak and just carry him out like we're carrying some equipment.
Okay. I mean, oh, all right. Shit, I forgot to do that. How do you remember to do that all the time?
He does it sometimes.
So, Algar, you're going to be very helpful when it comes to making sure Algar knows who to talk to and the right things to say to get us out, right?
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jorge.
Jorge.
Yeah.
He's like still like trying to pull away from the horrible slow sucking of.
No, it's a beak.
I'm just gonna pull out.
Like the tentacles like wrapping around the neck, and then there's like the slight biting right there.
I'm gonna pull out my disguise kit and just give him a nice little beard and a mustache, and an eye patch.
So he sits there, held to the wall, being chewed on by a tiny octopus for the next 30 minutes, while you go ahead and roll. Okay, go ahead and roll for your disguise kit.
A children's birthday party,
I'm
Nick
with
Fury.
disguise, so I roll with advantage because I'm.
No with advantage, but you get proficiency bonus on it. So go ahead and roll d20, add your dexterity modifier.
Plus proficiency, 20.
Algar looks like a weirder uncle of Algar. Could probably pass for a Jorge, sure. Yeah. But he looks different and is missing a hand, so it's definitely not Algar.
Jorge, any traps, contraptions we should be aware of as we're heading out?
No traps. There are some some lockdown fail-safes, but it's not much help at the moment.
How far away is the other container for the other, I assume, creature under the same sort of restraints that we saw here? He mentioned going to free his compatriot?
His partner in Port Damali, Ford.
Oh, I thought there were two under Nicodranus.
I bet it's his partner in Port Damali.
He gives you like a look that doesn't nod, but you can see from his recognition that you kind of hit the nail on the head.
Hard to nod with an eye.
It's the accent, it makes me smarter.
Yeah, I was okay with the rolling blackouts in Nicodranus, but two cities, I feel a little worse.
Yeah, I know, right?
a little worse.
Like,
We'll
whole
figure it
eastern
out.
seaboard. It's just
There's a
shut
maze
down.
tower that goes up and down. This place will be fine.
You get for over-investing in genie-based powers.
Technology, yeah.
Well, Jorge, why don't you show us the way out?
Kind of looks to Bo to be let up because he's still being kind of pressed.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know it's so obnoxious when someone's like, just have their hands on you when you don't want it, isn't it? Okay, let's go.
He gets up, still kind of like looking over the missing hand and back at the rest of you, and begins to slump his way further down the hallway where they were heading to exit. And so you're following him down this path. He's using a small torch that he kind of lit for light to make his way down here, and as he kind of leads you through, it opens up into a few other small chambers that have some tables and chairs. You can see there's a number of weapons, like close quarters, smaller weapons for any sort of combat that may take place in a tunnel. You can see there is a small sketch, it looks like, with charcoal or some sort of a darker chalk on the wall that kind of outlines the layout of the sluice weave for those that are coming in to, see where they're trying to go and get to.
Take a good long look at it.
Yeah, good
Okay.
call.
Great, now I have to remember that as well.
Yeah, you do. It's part of it now.
Pre-dick or post-dick?
It's in.
It's in.
Is it in?
Yeah.
There you go. Eventually, he leads you to a spiral staircase that goes upwards. There are two sets of iron barred doors he has the keys to. He opens them, leads you in. You do notice on the way through that there are a couple of kind of archways leading from chamber to chamber where there are gated portcullis doorways that would collapse down. You can see there are switches on the opposite side as a means of defense if things were to go wrong, to kind of back up. But once you have him under your control, he has no means of doing so, and you watch him very carefully. Heading up the spiral staircase, it leads you to a trapdoor that stair leads up to. He pushes it open quietly, and it leads you into what looks like a small office. It's got a small desk. It's got a stool. It's got some odd stacks of paper. It looks like there's a quill and like an inkwell, a second unopened inkwell. There's some partially melted candles that aren't lit at the moment, and there is a door that exits. He goes ahead and unlocks that door.
Just a moment. We're gonna need those keys.
I'm gonna grab the ink too.
And rifle through the papers on the desk.
And I'm sure it goes without saying that once you leave this place, if you yell or act a fool in any way, we will tear you asunder before you can say ow.
I understand.
Do you still look like him?
Yeah.
Wait. Is this your office?
This is my office.
These people will know this is your office?
The few that I work with, yes.
Got it. Thank you.
Oh, no.
I mean, got it. Thank you.
Caleb, did you find anything?
I don't know. Did I find anything?
Make an investigation check.
Yeah, okay. Oh, 10.
You glance through quickly. A lot of it appears to be notes on repairs, on how best to organize the time that the Merid has, and how many. There is an actual breakdown in how often it can summon elementals and control them. You find some things to talk about a Merid defense of the city, meaning there is a plan in place that if ever the city were under attack from the sea, that it was kind of one of their secret weapons to defend the city from ships. That's the most you can find. Those are all like the surface things that you see on the desk, but the rest of it doesn't seem to make much sense or pertain to anything important to you.
Hey, Jorge. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. No.
Are any of these letters written by you?
A few of them. He points to a couple.
Come here, take one in. Yeah, study it.
Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Well, now he's right-handed.
Yeah, you should.
But 2 hours ago, were you right-handed or left-handed? I
was left-handed.
Ooh.
That's a bitch.
I've never played
It's okay. I'm left.
Is there anywhere in this? I'm looking for anywhere where there might be like a secret stash or some sort of something that looks off kilter or like a little odd in here. Somewhere where he might be hiding something.
Make an investigation check.
Six. No.
It's like an office.
What do you guys think? I feel like I need to partake on this voyage today, don't you think? Like almost ASAP. Right?
The weather's kind.
It was a nice day earlier.
Seize the moment.
I think so.
Walk him out and make sure that he gets on the boat.
You want to do that?
Well, I gotta write some shit in this office, but it's up to y'all.
Maybe Bo and myself could go.
Yeah, maybe our turtle friend here can just leave a little note in your stead. It says that you're moving on.
Yeah, it's fine.
Are there any like favorite buzzwords of yours? Something that would sound like you.
How do you normally sign
Lodestar. Yeah, I know. Like a Lodestar.
Are you a sincerely type person or a love Algar?
His stare is far off in the distance. He's looking down the barrel of a gun and a complete shift in his life that he wasn't expecting to take immediately. So his responses are very one word and very like, no.
Shouldn't have been a dick.
Well, all right. Sure, it's probably a sincerely. Sincerely, yes.
It's sad. It's very sad. So sad that he had to sit down and write a letter about how he had to leave the city and how he had to free the creature beneath the city because it was so
I
wrong.
totally plan on doing that shit. Let him get out of here before we talk about
He's
it.
leaving.
Get him out.
Let's go. Okay, we'll go. We'll meet up with you guys.
Yeah, we'll see you back at
Yeah, got it.
Sure, turtle.
Okay. So yeah, you escort him to the wharf. As a sailor, you know specifically who to talk to secure passage, kind of under the table. Where do you want? Yeah. Where do you want to send him?
I don't know anything about the outside world. Where's far?
Yeah.
It's joking. It's like Lynch Shore.
I mean,
it's good summer.
Yeah.
Summer stay away.
Lay out on the glass.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Taldori.
yes,
Yeah.
I mean, Marquette is far.
Let's do it. Sounds great.
It's very
I
far.
heard a traveler talking about Whitestone.
I don't think it has a shore.
Well,
I don't know. I just heard about it. I don't know anything about it.
There's Stilben, right, which was on the
that's
coast.
That's like one of the major coastal cities on the eastern side of Taldori. Yeah.
I hear Opap is a sweet Airbnb on the island.
Let's send him to Marquette.
Marquette.
Yep.
Marquette it is.
That's where Adela's going.
There you go.
All right. So because it's a longer journey, it's a little more expensive, but you can secure passage for him to Marquette. We'll say for 20 gold.
I'll sponsor that journey.
Nice.
We'll give him a little spending cash. Make sure he's not completely destitute when he gets there.
that seems nice.
Did we take the money that was on him?
Yeah, we did, but
I
we'll
may have
flip him
taken the
back.
money that was on him.
You want to flip him back one of those platinums?
Sure. Here you go.
You-
I'm sorry, Jorge. Here's 1 platinum. And
Very kind of you.
5 copper.
Look, Lynn.
The beard's kind of like peeling a little bit, but he's just like staring at the coin in his palm.
Here, let me get that for you.
God, we're
He was a bad person.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't kill him.
Now you let him live. It's really nice.
Thanks, Deuce.
Yeah.
So.
So we're gonna try to take him to Adela or just any boat?
Any boat.
Just any boat.
Yeah, Adele leaves in a little under a week.
Oh, okay.
But you can secure passage today on a small ship that's heading back to Marquette. So yeah, you send him off on his way. You watch. You wait another hour or so to make sure that the ship disembarks and he doesn't abscond, from the ship itself. You watch as it begins to make its way towards the horizon. You feel confident that he is not going to be coming back anytime soon.
That ring of keys that he gave us, approximately how many keys are on that thing?
8.
8.
I need to write a letter about, okay, what should I say? Like, I hate this city. I want everyone to suffer what I feel in my heart.
Sick of you people
I'm
pushing
sick of
me
all
around.
you people pushing me around. I'm freeing this djinn, and I'm setting sail for another land. How about all of that?
Yes, and I plan to betray all of the city's secrets to your foes. If I ever return, it'll be very smart to kill me on sight.
That's probably good.
It's it's gilding the lily, perhaps.
Okay, well.
But I
what
like
if I
the
just write like, ha ha ha, I'm
you
so
to
glad
all
you
your
guys are
foes
going to
part.
suffer.
Yeah.
I got away scot-free.
Yeah, lots of middle fingers. You will never catch me alive.
Okay.
Your city is shit.
I'm gonna burn all of my fellow guards with a large fireball
Yeah, I'm going to
first.
say.
We can take
Like-
care of the guards. Don't worry.
Well, no, because
They're
here's
gonna
the
find
thing.
some charred
Like, I bet
bodies
if it
and
looked
stuff,
like, yeah, if the djinn got away, then maybe the djinn did it, you know?
With fire?
Water creature.
Yeah.
Well, how'd that fire happen though?
Here's a question. Did you dismiss your specter, or do you have a?
I didn't dismiss it.
Yeah. So as you guys are
He's just running around in terror.
as you're leaving the area right behind you is this. What do you do with it?
What do you mean as we go outside?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's following you.
No, go back inside the room. Go back inside the room.
You guys at this point begin to watch as that same kind of like drowned specter is now coming back behind you. Oh God, turn undead. It turns right around and runs off a bit.
Wait, turn undead really just turns an undead around?
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, it's frightened of him and runs away.
They run away.
This is a remote control car spin.
Kind of.
Unless you're high enough
Little robot
level,
Star
and then
Wars.
it.
Yeah, I'm not quite at the pop it. It's too strong for me to pop, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And it doesn't last a long while.
Yeah.
So a short time passes and
So
it just
I'm
kind
writing
of.
this letter, and I'm leaving it in its office, yeah?
Yeah, we're still in the office, are we not? I
Well,
thought that
technically we've
some people
left.
left.
We
Yeah,
went.
and
Yeah,
technically
you
we're,
three are
we're
here.
here.
We're here.
While Jester is writing, I would like to flip this office for anything of value.
You already have.
Oh,
You've
just
checked-
the papers?
Well,
Okay.
you've checked around for anything that'd be interesting.
Excellent.
So, yeah, there's
What?
Well, I have
other
a
than
thought.
the inkwell and the things once
What?
there.
Well, what if he accidentally lost control of the creature and then ran? Oh, turn undead.
How many channel divinities can you do?
I might be out. I was about to say, don't I have it? Yeah, I think I have.
feel like
I might be out. I might be out.
I think you were out actually the last time.
Okay, that's fine. I'm out.
We'll say you took a short rest, but like,
Yeah. No.
yeah. So it's I wandered back into the chamber and it's just kind of looking at Ford.
Oh yeah. No, I'm out.
Do we have 2 channel divinities or just 1 at this level?
Do you have like groupies?
Then I turn the.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Turns around and starts running away.
I really feel like you could do something about this.
He ran away because he lost control. He doesn't want to be held accountable for his actions.
Oh, that's true. What do you guys think? Okay, so Deuce has a really good idea. So maybe instead of we say, go fuck yourself, all of that,
Okay, that's
what if
pretty
we
strong,
say, it's
though.
really strong, we have this version of his letter right here.
Okay, so draft number 2.
Draft number 2. What if we say, oh no, I lost control of the genie and now I am so scared I'm running away.
I mean, he strikes me as the sort of
But here's
person who doesn't want to be
If
held
you were fleeing in
responsible.
terror, would you stop to write a letter? Yeah.
Probably wouldn't write that.
That might be his attempt to like say, I did this, I'm sorry, bye, kind of thing.
Yeah, remember, we don't want him to like him when he comes
Yeah,
back. If-
it's.
Well, they're not. There's people dead down there.
The specter returns as you guys are having this conversation.
I can't do anything.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
I try to attack it.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll.
I'll sacred flame him.
Okay.
Do you guys remember in Tomb Raider 2 the
That's
butler
12.
that you had?
So it takes him. That's basically what this is.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's what is that? 11.
At the house.
11 radiant damage.
11 points of radiant damage. Alrighty.
Oh god, sacred flame.
Roll for initiative.
Success. So
3 points.
Such a strange.
It's not attacking anyone.
Oh, it's not?
It's not assaulting you guys. It's just kind of standing there and taking the hits and it's looking in pain, and it keeps just like kind of like looking for forward, like.
You can go.
Go now.
And it just disperses into shadow and vanishes.
I guess
time
you just walked
jumping.
in
We're
the
time
room.
jumping.
We're time
Are we
jumping.
time
Me and
jumping to them
Marisha
coming
took
back?
Jorge to the docks with the promise that Ford would come later and join us.
But he was the one who had all the sailor tricks to get the boat.
Some sailor trips.
This was me realizing that this would have happened earlier, so we're just taking care of it
Okay,
now.
that's
Okay? Because this would have been followed. Yeah, I forgot about the Spectre briefly earlier, and this would have happened.
Okay.
I like
so-
that he
It's
just
like-
takes responsibility for everything that happened down there. So that's just.
I like it better when he's saying fuck yourself.
Oh,
It's
that's
not in order.
I appreciate that they've completely
he's taking
glossed over this
intentionally.
No, that's
scenario.
Very fair. That's very fair.
Right?
Yeah.
I think we should stick with the go fuck yourself version and say he intentionally let him go, and he knew that he was going to fuck over the city. And
I agree with you, Jester. I think we should stick with go fuck yourself.
okay, sincerely.
I mean, I don't really know if I'm here right now, so
No, don't go.
We'll say you guys are all together.
that sounds good.
Yeah, Christ, it's a letter. Just fucking write it and send it.
I'm leaving it in the office for.
Okay.
Like something like choke upon your woe,
Choke upon your woe.
or eat
Or-
eat fecal matters.
Eat fecal matter? Question mark? Signed Alva.
Go ahead and roll for your forgery kit
Yes. Roll with proficiency.
with proficiency. So D20 plus. I'll say this is your intelligence.
Do you want to look at the?
Yeah.
Don't take a heat drink first.
Oh yeah, I do. Let me
Before
look
you
at
write this letter, let's
Yeah.
time jump again. Before you write the letter.
I focus.
Okay. So you have a fragment of possibility.
So okay. So depending on how I roll, I can roll again.
Yep. Take a hit of the Dodak.
Ooh. And that's dexterity plus proficiency.
I'm saying because it's a forgery and it's having to pay attention to details, I'm going to say intellect.
Did you roll
Intelligence.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you roll twice?
No, I didn't roll twice. Okay.
You don't have to roll twice. You don't
Oh.
have to spend it if you don't want it.
I'm going to spend it.
Okay.
Just in case. 19 plus. Proficiency bonus is just your initiative.
No,
Where's
there's,
proficiency? Oh,
Plus
okay.
3,
okay.
I think. But
So 22.
22. Pretty good forgery. You're proud of yourself. It looks pretty spot on based on his handwriting. It looks you've followed his cadence, sentence structure, signature looks incredible.
The dicks look like his dicks that
Pressed
he
by the
draws.
dicks, actually. Yeah, that's really.
Yes.
All right, I'm leaving this on his desk.
Should you put it on the door with like a dagger?
Ooh.
With his dagger.
Yeah.
Really good.
With his,
Do it.
I left his dagger. Shit. I could go back down the hall and get it.
No. Let's just maybe like tape it.
I have extra daggers. Do you want a dagger? I have 3 extra daggers.
Oh, he had a quill, didn't he?
Yeah.
So with that quill.
Through the paper.
I'll say with your strength, you can easily do so. It'll break the quill technically, but it still
Rocket.
pierces it to the
I feel
door.
like it really
There you go.
Jagged, yeah.
Just as threatening as a dagger.
Angry writer.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty threatening.
Quill.
It's a feather.
Cool. So the letter's complete. It's placed.
Should we go back down and escape the other way so nobody sees? Oh, I guess you guys already left.
We
that way.
already left. We're taking Jorge to the docks, right?
No, we're all back together now.
I'm gonna go retrieve
Go
the
to
boat.
the docks.
Yes, okay. This is my fault for forgetting one feature earlier and trying to just fit it into the narrative here. Order of business. You arrived. You forged a letter.
We forged it.
You saw a weird undead thing again that was following you, and then Ford made it go away with a hand wave. You then took Jorge to the docks and sent him on his way.
Great.
Hey.
Now where
There you
are we?
go.
On the docks?
You guys are near the docks. You've made your way out.
That easy.
So,
There you go.
what do we do with Jorge? I'm kidding.
Well, I feel like that kind of went about as well as it could have.
Yeah.
I think I should go get the boat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head towards where we anchored the boat.
Okay. It's still there floating. You can see there's like one fisherman who's kind of just eyeing it curiously.
I'm gonna cast Calm Emotions on myself and go swim to the boat.
Okay. You go ahead and make your way out. Get up inside of it and begin to row yourself back to the edge of the dock. And there, not far away, is the old fisherman that you had spoken to earlier, that you had borrowed it from. And so you gather your things out of it, and he comes over and is like,
Well, I appreciate you bringing this back.
That's no problem. I think I've had enough ocean for a while. That was
No such thing. No such thing.
Have a good day.
You too, tall one.
What do we do now?
I turn around and I look at the city. Do I notice commerce? Yeah, do I notice? Does it look like
Make a
things are
perception
slowing
check.
down?
Times Square, pitch dark.
Are we now Bane?
Well, that was a garbage roll. 7. That's terrible.
it looks like the city. I mean, at this point in the day, it's getting a little later. The sky's starting to get a bit, say, maybe the oranges of dusk are starting to peak in a little bit. You maybe have another hour or so of daylight.
Do I see MERCER anywhere?
Make a perception check.
MERCER, that guy that I flirted with. 11.
Currently, no. You don't see him anywhere.
Thank God. All right.
We could go back to Jester's mom and report. We could go to that tower and investigate it.
You could do both.
We could.
I'll admit I'm a little tired. That was a lot.
We also wanted to check into. Did we want to try and be at the docks at midnight? Do we want
to meet Marius?
Just yes, hangs out at the docks at midnight. And then does Marius know Sabian and Cabnus?
That's unclear at this point, isn't it?
Is he always there at midnight?
No letter.
Or is
Do
he?
you have that letter, by the way? Who has that?
The letter?
The letter that mentions Marius LePual.
Is he there every midnight or just tonight midnight?
I don't know.
Because if we wait until tomorrow, I can Zone of Truth him.
Orly said he likes to hang out around the docks at midnight to look for work or something.
Yeah, Kale would remember that too. I don't.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he occasionally is out there looking for work. That's as much as Orly knew.
Okay. The Sabian was?
Marius.
Yeah.
In Sabian, we've heard about through Orly, right?
No, Sabian you heard about through Ford.
Through what? Ford. Yeah, but didn't we talk to like Captain Adela and someone gave us the new?
You got some
news
information about Sabian, yes.
That they were doing the Widow's Embrace thing and that they're pirates.
Yeah, that was through Captain Adela.
That was through Adela. Okay. Sorry.
Well, let's make our way back towards the. Jesus Christ.
Lava Chateau?
Yep. I got to take more organized notes. Maybe we can stop by that fancy tower on the way back.
I am very interested in that tower, but I would love to ask some more questions around town before assailing it.
Sure. What time is it?
It's close to dusk.
Oh.
About an hour of daylight left.
Right, you said that.
Can we go towards the lavish chateau?
Let's go tell Mama what we did.
Yeah.
We'll go to the Lava Chateau and we'll just walk by the tower on our way back to give another look-see.
Okay. It's a little bit of a roundabout walk, but you can do it.
Okay.
All right, so you make your way back to the open quay. Heading towards the tower, you can see, as you approach, based on whatever illusory enchantment finds your vision, you can see as it seems to almost grow the closer you get to it, to the point where it's massively towering when you're right below it. Still no sign of a door at first glance. You still have the 20-foot up or so balcony and a few other windows up that way. You can see the top two windows have now that it's gotten dark, you can see there's a little bit of a firelight glow at the very top of it.
Have I ever read about anything like this? A building that seems to shift in size.
Make an Arcana check.
Can I look around and see if the city seems like it's being affected at all by the no power?
You make a perception check.
Modifier 10.
10? You assume it's either some sort of spatial enchantment to it, or it's an illusion, maybe. Yeah. That's as much as you can make out from it.
Okay.
Natural 20. The city doesn't appear to be heavily changed by any means.
I think it's fine.
You do notice that where previously there were some plumes, some kind of white smoke or steam that rose from certain more industrial aspects of the city, are much thinner. Appear to be more of just like residual columns of steam and smoke.
Oh God, oh God, oh God.
Probably fine.
Oh no. Okay.
No bigs.
So, you're at the tower, the Tide Peak Tower. Anything you want to do?
I'm tapped. I
We
can't
looked,
do anything.
yeah, we looked at it. Yeah.
So you boys just wanted to come look at the tower again because you like it.
Yeah.
Don't look at me.
Kind of. We just see if it changed or if anything's different or if we see a mysterious figure in a window.
Yeah,
No windows.
It doesn't bother you that it grows taller as you get closer.
It's pretty freaky.
No doors.
Oh, it's fascinating. We learned that whoever owns this place owns the district. Isn't that correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
So someone in this district probably knows something about the person who owns the district.
Usa Arenas, right? Usa.
Hey, Caleb.
Yeah?
You memorized the map of the underground pathways, right?
Correct.
Do any of them run under this tower?
Well, there was no
Using
marking
your
for a tower.
Beautiful mind techniques.
No idea.
Make an intelligence check to see if you can overlay the memory of the sketch you saw with the location and the credit.
Okay, so just raw intelligence.
Yep.
That is, 16.
16. You feel like you've been able to take the two and map them together pretty well. Nothing that passes directly beneath the tower, no. The sluice isn't a wide network. It's a handful of deliberately placed tunnels to make their way towards specific parts of different districts.
That diagram was not elaborate enough for me to know the answer to that.
Okay, let's go to Lava Chateau.
All right, by the time you make it to the Lava Chateau, it is sunset. The last bit of light that vanishes over the horizon, far over the ocean, the Lucidian Ocean in the distance. You make your way to the interior, where a number of folks have finally gathered. Maybe a handful, 6 or 7 people are already in there, enjoying meals, having drinks. You know that there isn't a performance tonight, but people are in there enjoying the relatively comparably classy atmosphere as the familiar band plays their music. What do you want to do?
I also used another disguise self spell to make sure I stay.
Good call.
Totally.
Yeah.
So as you
Upstairs to see your mom.
Yeah. Probably should
I
tell her.
spiffed up my clothing again as well.
Okay.
How do we get upstairs with you all totally?
Just go upstairs.
All right. Let's go upstairs.
Okay, I go upstairs.
All right. You guys make your way up to the 3rd flight. You missed him last time, but you come upon a familiar sight to you, which was your mother's personal bodyguard for half of the time at the chateau, Blood. Which was also responsible at times to kind of watch you and escort you when you went to the city. The rest of you are caught off guard by the sight of this massive dual-horned minotaur, wearing a very, very fine shirt, but is Donald ducking it the rest of the way. Thankfully, relatively thick fur down there, so you have to pry to get a good look. But is standing there, arms crossed, and just goes,
Oh, Jester.
Comes over and kind of picks up. Actually, no, he wouldn't recognize you because you're a turtle.
But doesn't he know that I am
Probably
Jester
not.
still?
Not unless you say anything.
Blood. It's me.
Now we go into the there we go. That's the moment.
My turtle eyebrows are going.
Right.
So much timeline jumping.
This one's name is Blood.
His name is Blood.
Not Blood, but Blood.
With a D.
With a D, okay.
Blood.
We're here to see Mama.
Of course, I assume that is the case.
Knocks on the door. At that point, the door opens up a bit, and peeking through is the Ruby of the Sea, Marion, who hair is like perfectly curled, even without an evening of performance. Smiles at the sight of all of you at the door, and kind of looks curiously at the large skirt-faring turtle. Hello.
Do you have company?
Not at the moment, no.
Can we come in and talk to you for just a second?
Oh, Jester. Yeah. Please do come inside, everyone. Come on. You all make your way into the chamber.
I'll drop the disguise spell once we're inside.
Okay. She kind of shoos out her servants. The door closes.
Oh. This is Yasha? Has she met Yasha?
She is not. She's like, oh my goodness, it's so nice to meet you, Yasha. Shakes her hand, and Yasha kind of awkwardly, hi. And just kind of looks to the rest of you and leans towards the back wall and crosses her arms. Not one for social graces necessarily. But seemingly like looking at Marion, looking at Jester, looking at Marion, kind of can see the relation. Marion is now sits down in front of her her mirror and her kind of little table set up in the corner, and spins back towards the rest of you. Welcome back. There is no performance tonight, I apologize, but if you would like us to provide food for you or whatever you like, please do not bother them to let me know.
So you know that guy?
There are a number of guys that I know,
That
yes.
was bugging you?
Algar, yes.
We went to go talk to him, but he had already left.
He left?
Yes, he had fled the city. Apparently, things happened. They were real bad or something. I don't know.
Huh. Well, that may very well be a great turn of luck in my benefit, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for looking into that.
Of course, yeah, we were going to talk to him and everything, but he's gone, so...
Well, that makes me feel more comfortable. Thank you very much.
Of course.
I appreciate that.
Do you guys want to eat anything?
Yes, I do. Very hungry.
Anything really
Very well.
delicious.
I will ensure that you are all properly taken care of this night. And she goes ahead and brings the servants back in. A meal is placed for the rest of you. And as the evening progresses and you take a bit of time to rest,
You're take a short rest.
Yes, yeah, take a short rest, and you guys manage to enjoy probably one of the better meals you've had in a while.
Jester, why did you lie to your mom?
Yeah. Is my
You
mom
should
still
not-
in this room?
We're whispering. She can't hear us.
Look, here's the thing.
You guys are eating downstairs. They're not bringing room service up into her chambers. So,
so we're no longer with Marion.
Not at the moment.
Okay.
No.
Look, I don't want her getting in trouble for anything that happened.
How'd she get in trouble? We didn't.
I don't know. The less she knows, the better. What if she found out something and she judged me for it because we did something bad?
What if she finds out you lied to her and judges you for that?
She won't. Why would she find out?
You know, I had the same thought, but really, either she believes Jester and no big deal, or she doesn't believe Jester and knows that it's taken care of.
You should never lie to your mother.
Well, I usually don't. It's just to protect her. It is a white lie.
All right.
You hear the heavy footfalls of Blood making his way down the stairs and goes and finds a corner just to keep an eye. And then Marion, now dressed in her casual evening gown, which in itself is still regal and beautiful and trails behind her up the stairs as she descends, comes to join you at the table and sits. and kind of smiles to the rest of you and gives a renewed nod to Yasha, whom she just met. Well, I'm very happy to see that you've made a good group of friends, a travel family. Just warms my heart.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is everything all right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it bad? What did I do?
You
Is
didn't
it
do
bad?
anything. You didn't do anything. No, this is very good that we.
Jester feels like perhaps that she is imposing, bringing us, all of us here, and we were trying to convince her that that is
Not
silly.
in the slightest, Jester. This is no imposition. I'm just happy to have you home for a bit.
I'm happy to be home for a bit.
How long do you intend to stay?
Oh, well, I don't know. We're here for Ford, really, so it's up to him.
That's not true. This is your home. It's where you're from.
But weren't you trying to find out about the guys?
Yeah, we have time.
Ford swallowed a ball, and it's inside of him now, and he doesn't know what is going on,
We're going to tell the truth about that.
I have a friend who had a similar problem years ago. If you would like, there is a physician we could have take a look at you and see if we can find a way to no longer have that problem.
Oh man, I want to hear that story.
I would be glad to.
Mama, it's not that kind
You
of
have a
ball
friend who
that you
swallowed a stone?
Frau Lavore, you have such a lovely daughter. She's so charming and such a spitfire. It has been such a pleasure to get to know her. I've been curious for weeks now, almost months, isn't it? I think it's almost months, what she was like as a child, because she's such a joy now.
Young Jester was rambunctious, curious, ever running off, getting into, well, trouble and finding trouble, making trouble. For me, it was a joy. She was very quick to learn, ever smiling, brightening any chamber she walked into. She had a good sense for who needed to be taken down a peg.
So she was always a prankster.
Very much so. More so around the adolescence, I think.
Yeah, I guess so.
But she's always been sweet, inspirational.
Very sweet. See, I'm very sweet.
Very proud of her.
Do you have any good embarrassing stories?
Yes, but not anything I can speak of in mixed company.
Are we in mixed company?
You guys are in the downstairs in the main kind of tavern area of the chateau.
Right.
I didn't get to come down here very much and eat with you, so it's nice to be able to be here now.
I agree.
Not disguised. Fuck, I need to remember to do this more.
Oh no.
Do you want to borrow my mask?
Oh no, I have that other mask that I bought.
What mask?
And remember the metal mask that I bought when I was with you? I'm just going to put it on.
Yeah, that's a good dinner
It's just a
wear.
big old, like, cast iron tiki mask with giant tusks and oof. All right.
Blue tiefling horns and tail coming out of it.
Yep.
Curious choice, but I understand. Probably for the best. There's not much of a mouth hole, so eating is going to be very difficult.
Horn slot.
Takes a little spoon, just like,
all right, here we go. Try to make it. Very perfect.
So you guys talk for a bit. She shares some embarrassing stories of Jester's childhood, asks each of you a little bit about your story, and we'll say, you know, the better part of the evening, it's an enjoyable respite from the chaos of the day and the chaos of the journey. Your blink dog has dried, as is your weasel.
Oh yeah, can I go check on Professor Thaddeus?
You can. And as you go ahead and find, there is kind of a coat room, essentially, where the young man who had originally met you when you got there is inside. And you can see him kind of sitting in the back on a stool, kind of going like this. and he's staring in the far away, and there's a coat rack where Professor Thaddeus is sitting on there just staring at him. As you enter the chamber.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Is my bird okay?
You can see like there are some scratches on his cheek. Yeah, he's fine. Just watching him right there.
You didn't traumatize him, did you?
I think not. Hard to feed these.
Yeah, I know. I grabbed the food that I just took from my plate, and I'm like, Thaddeus, come. Thaddeus.
Roll an animal handling check.
Like me. Fucking animals. Why did I do this?
I don't know.
Oh no. 6. Fuck my
I'm gonna have an owl.
What?
Big dives towards you and just goes right over your shoulder and is now in the middle of the central tavern.
Oh God.
Like the leather cord of his kind of leash is now dangling as it's up in the rafters.
I can't control him, you guys. He has a mind of his own.
Everyone in the chamber is like,
person.
there are people that are eating who are like, what the? They're all staring up at this owl that has now found a brief perch up into the roof chamber.
Oh, you've all seen an owl before. Shut up.
I think they're worried about the.
They'll be fine.
Caleb summons Frumpkin the octopus, and I just roll his head like a Bond villain staring at Bo.
Kind of squeaks like a balloon.
I'm gonna pull one of the beetles out of my staff and just say, Professor, you want a snack? And I just hold it up.
You're just holding the beetle?
Yeah.
Make an animal handling check.
All right.
There goes your finger.
12.
12? Eventually kind of dives down, snatches, and, a little prick on the finger from one of the talons, but eventually makes a quick meal and heads back up.
Sorry.
What happens if we have to leave and the bird is still here?
We'll come with us.
No. You can climb up.
Yeah,
you're a monk.
We'll figure it out.
Climb up to the ceiling.
Susan. What?
Hey, Mama.
Yes?
Will you watch my puppy? Well, it's me and Bo's puppy, really.
Yeah.
Will you watch our puppy while we go out tonight?
Of course. To be honest, I've kind of been thinking about maybe having a pet, so this would be good training.
Oh, really?
Well, since you've been gone,
How do you feel about owls?
A weasel.
They're interesting. Definitely.
Yeah.
Are you good with puppies? Because this one's kind of special.
I imagine that this is how is it special? This sounds like a warning.
Sounds like a warning.
Nugget.
Lift off your mask.
Oh, thank you. Nugget, it's me.
Yeah.
Poof.
And it kind of appears in your chest and kind of catch him. She's like, oh my.
He blinks.
That is as tricky as perhaps the daughter that I had.
Oh. So I'm going to tell Nugget to look at my mama and say, this is just blink to her right now, okay, for as long as, we tell you to. That's home.
And it's like,
Mama, tell him you're home.
you're home.
No, tell him you are home. You are his home.
Oh, I am your home.
That's good, here.
And she
Be careful, he pees on things.
immediately she goes, and just pets him over the table.
You got rid of a dog. That's great.
I didn't get rid of him.
Well, we don't have to have him anymore, so that's good, right?
Well, he's still our dog.
All right.
Perhaps Nugget could live here and you could visit him when you come home.
Maybe.
And the weasel and the owl.
No, the weasel's staying with me.
The lavish
I know.
tattoo.
It's such a temptation.
I know. I want to eat that weasel so bad.
Are we gonna go down to the docks?
Yeah, is it almost midnight?
Yeah, it's getting close, about 11:20.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. So
Hey, I try. Professor Thaddeus, do you want to come?
make one more animal handling
me.
check.
Just come to me, you dick. Oh, that's a natural 19, 22.
Whoa.
See, he responds when you talk sternly.
Yeah.
Eventually, like seeing this command comes to rest onto your wrist.
I mean, it's fucking right.
Third time's the charm.
Let's go.
He likes cursing, I guess.
All right.
Come here, you ass. Is he coming with? He's coming with.
He's coming with through the docks, I guess.
Yeah. Nothing more inconspicuous than a big fucking horned owl on your arm.
Oh, we're trying to be inconspicuous?
It's fine. He'll be great. He'll be fine. He can see in the dark.
Right, exactly.
Get you a tree costume. You'll
Fucking Hermione Granger up in this shit.
Put my hood up. I take the mask off, but I put my hood up.
Okay. So you guys make your way through the streets, heading towards where?
The docks.
Yeah, well, there's the Restless Wharf and there's the Open Quay.
We were told maybe one of those.
Well,
the place where you had heard this information.
Did Orly say specific docks?
Just the Open Quay, right? Was where he wanders at midnight.
We were at the Wayfarer's Cove.
Right,
which is the Restless
Restless
Wharf.
Wharf.
So while you didn't get any specifics, you just said near the docks.
Oh, okay.
But you were in the Restless Wharf when you got this information.
So, yes.
All right. So who's helming a lookout?
I'll do that.
I'll put up my hood as well.
Okay.
And we've got lamplight on the streets to varying.
There are kind of torch poles set up towards the wharf. That are giving a faint bit of light, but other than that, it's not a full moon, but it's mostly full, and there is quite a bit of moonlight kind of coming down over the dock. You can see it glittering across the water in the center of the harbor. There are a number of ships kind of quietly sit out in that vicinity. The star-clustered sky just completely envelops the air above you. It's a beautiful view. The closer you get to the docks, you can hear the sound of waves crashing from just out of view, the creaking of wet wood filling the air as the docks shift, and the number of boats that are currently moored to the center of the harbor kind of creak from side to side as the water comes in. Every now and then you see the slow, glowing beam of the lighthouse just pass overhead about once a minute or so. It's a very slow, moving, pulsing rhythm. Now, ships of varying sizes sit across this dock spread, tied to their posts, all seemingly lightless and lifeless in their slumber. There's no one doing any sort of evening work, it looks like, on these ships at this hour. You see a handful of Zalezo that are patrolling up and down the sides of the dock, doing their rounds. No urgency or direction necessarily. So, go ahead and make a perception check, if you don't mind, Clay.
That's 26.
26, Jesus. Okay then, you
I'll read it.
you watch out for one of the westernmost docks of the district to see what looks to be a shady figure darting between patrols, watching as the Zalezo will pass, and then use that moment to dart across the street and wait for the next Zalezo to pass, and then make their way over to the edge of the wharf. You see them now ducking near a stack of empty shipping crates, and they just kind of wait. Every now and then glancing over when Zalezo is not nearby, or looking towards one of the darkened ships that is anchored towards one of the dock extensions, not that far from one of the docking cranes that's left still after an evening of offloading from one of the other ships.
What do you see?
I mean, it's pretty quiet. Other than that guy hiding over there by the shipping crates, there's really nothing else happening.
Is he blonde? Is he blonde half elf?
It's really dark. I don't know. There's, other than that, there's nothing really happening.
There's a guy darting.
Should I go dart after him?
Ooh.
Yes. Are we playing darts?
Yeah. Wait, do you want Blessing of the Trickster?
What does that do?
Gives you advantage on stealth checks.
Okay, great.
Episode 30 something.
You do watch as Zalezo, holding one of their portable torches and their sheathed sword, kind of glances over in the direction of where that shaded figure is. Steps towards it and holds the torch up and begins like a soft call out, like, hello? Shaded figure stands up and approaches, hands open, kind of smiling. Getting a better look, you do see what looks to be finer elven features, a lighter kind of ashy hair that's short on the sides and kind of flopped in the front, who approaches, talks briefly. You can't really hear what they're saying, it's hushed, but puts something into the hands of Zalezo. Zalezo kind of takes a moment, nods, and then turns around and leaves his post.
That's really useful information.
Yeah. The figure goes and then darts back behind the crates once more and keeps looking over towards that like one single ship that's about 35 or 40 feet from where he's sitting.
I wonder what he's waiting for.
Yeah, it looks like someone who's waiting for a handoff if I've seen him.
I wonder how much he paid to bribe the guard.
Apparently 5 gold is a great going rate.
That's true. That's what we did.
Yeah.
Seeing as there's no guard, I'm gonna sort of dart over towards where he's hiding, but not, right on him or anything. We can cross the way.
With advantage.
Ooh, that's a 1. That's slightly better.
Oh, that's right.
17.
17, okay.
He was waiting for the
So you make your way over to the side of the docks on the opposite end, and there's like a little step up from this edge of the street, and the few buildings begin to give away the road that kind of ends, and there are bits of it that kind of break off and fall off in the short cliffs into the water. There's the docking crane to your left on a bigger piece of the dock that's kind of out of the way, but it's blocking a lot of the view on this side. The ship that this figure's focused on and the crates that he's by is on one side. You get to the other, and you're kind of keeping quiet. You don't think you've been noticed.
Okay.
Make a perception check.
Perception check. 9.
9.
Yes.
You're waiting. Not much else seems to be going on.
Great. Well, I'm ready for anything.
Okay, you just sit there and wait?
Yeah.
Okay. Rest of you doing anything? You're waiting on that?
I'm, while all that was happening, I'm halfway through as a ritual spellcasting. Find familiar, so I can change from to something else.
Okay.
I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay. So you begin casting that.
Yeah.
Caduceus, as this is happening, you watch, because there are a few those torch poles set up, and there's kind of one at each dock nexus. The one by that ship, the light flickers out.
Motherfuckers.
Well, that's a thing. You guys see that?
Yeah.
You don't see that, and you're not close enough to hear any of this.
No.
You see as if a handful of figures seem to have come out of that ship, walked across the gangplank, and put that torchlight out.
I think something's happening.
What did the figures look like?
Make a perception check for you, if you want to glance, or are you just asking Caduceus?
I want to look.
That's that 26.
Yeah, right. I can't tell. I've got a 14.
Yeah.
I can't really tell.
She can't make the details, and even from this distance, you can't make out a bunch because they are all wearing either full cloaks or half cloaks that kind of end right about just past the elbow, hoods up, not uniform, kind of patchwork in color and make, but they're all obscuring their features intentionally.
They look like pirates.
Should we go up and tell them we're bearing gifts and shit?
That's. I was just thinking that. I think maybe a little bit of familiarity with some underground might help the situation.
Yeah. Tell them we're bearing gifts and that we want to see the captain, see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go with you on that.
All right.
Not. You watch as the figure that's waiting stands up, like out of the spot, looks around, looks. There's no Zalezo currently patrolling at the moment, and begins to now step onto the dock and walk towards the figures on the ship.
Well, I will trail behind.
Okay. Goes and approaches the figures. There's now 2 that have kind of stepped up to meet, and you can see now there are a few more that are still in the ship. that are just kind of watching.
How big is this ship? Is it like a ship or like?
It's a fair size. I'd say from tip to end, it's about 50 or so feet. Single sail, but a big sail.
Any iconography on the sail?
It's currently furled up.
Oh.
But it looks like it's a ship that's designed for speed more than cargo. But it's a decent sized ship.
Is just the layout of the dock, is just like the front of the ship near the dock? Is it pulled up? Is it parallel parked?
It's the dock, as you're walking, it continues forward and then it turns a little bit at an angle. And there are other ships that are docked. There's like a smaller fishing ship on one side. There's a rowboat that's kind of set off to the water there. It's facing almost towards you at an angle and is currently anchored at the edge of where the dock turns to the right. And there is a gangplank set out between that and the dock where the figures are stepping up. And they're meeting right at where that gangplank is and where the torch was snuffed.
Hey, Ford. You've got that fancy armor that helps you float. You think maybe you could get underneath the docks, overhear something?
Yeah, I like that. I'll run and I'll just, staying a good distance in, I'll just drop off the docks into the water and start swimming.
SEAL team.
All right. Go ahead and make a... How do I want to do this?
That's your autobiography title.
I know. There you go. I walked into that one. Make an acrobatics check for me, Ford.
No splash. No splash. 10 points.
5.
Bella flop.
The figures all of a sudden all stop and turn as well as the ones talking about. They all look in the
I use
direction.
thaumaturgy to make a dolphin sound.
Yes, queen. Yes.
Night dolphins.
So thaumaturgy is not so much an audio mimicry spell, but you can make certain sounds happen. So I will say, roll a performance check.
Boy.
Come on.
No. 7.
It seems to not assuage their fears, and more just make them more worried and curious as to what's happening. You watch as the two figures there start looking over towards the initial figure that you were following, and are looking really aggressive towards them.
I turn to Caleb and I go, oh my god.
The figure's hands are up and are like, and there's a heated conversation going. The figures in the ship you can see are like getting things at the ready that you can't see, but it looks like they're very much on guard. And the two that we're talking to, one of them grabs the scruff of the figure and kind of holds him there, while the other one, blade drawn, begins to approach the edge of the dock where that noise came from.
I turn to Caleb and I go, there! I threw our engagement ring and our life and I fed it to the rabies dolphins. It's over, okay? It's over.
Make a deception check.
I like that your ring made a
Make a deception check with disadvantage.
Because Caleb is on the ground going.
Deception with disadvantage.
With disadvantage.
Okay. 11.
As you give this display,
It's going great.
you can see that the figure with the sword out that was looking for the edge of the water where Ford was kind of looks over at you and goes. With a little bit of features you can see, like a chin, looks like a scruffy beard kind of poking out from beneath the hood. So the blade there kind of turns back, gives a hand motion towards the ship.
I didn't even ask, how far is the water from the fucking dock? 5 feet or like 15 feet?
The water?
As far as
From the top
like, is it a tall dock or is it like?
it's about 10 foot.
Okay. Sweet. I can't even get out of this water if I wanted to.
Well, you can climb up on the cliff if you need to, but
Also, has 10 minutes gone by?
no.
Okay.
Because when you started this, everyone was going into the prize. You're maybe
Well, I
3
said it
minutes.
was, well, you didn't correct me, but I said while not was floofing around. So some time passed. 5, 10 didn't, but.
Right.
You're the DM.
While this is all going on, I'm going to cast a message and send it to Caleb and say, there's something in the water.
And there's some argument happening. Something's going wrong, horribly wrong, Caleb. We should get out of here. You can respond to this message.
My mom was right. I never should have gotten involved with you.
I know that I am so close to the end of
Okay.
the spell. I'm just going to push
Look, and
through.
this is why every time I try to talk to me, you play with your toys.
The figure
Yeah.
kind of gets within 15 feet of where you're standing and he says, "Hey, piss off."
Hey, you know what? You piss off, okay? I've had a rough day, okay? I just wanted to be by myself in the ocean.
Closes his fist.
Oh no.
3 arrows get loosed from the ship in your direction. That's going to be a 14 to hit. Misses, I believe. That's going to be a 19 to hit.
Hits.
And another 19.
Ooh.
Hits.
Run away, Tracy.
All right, that is 7 points of damage.
I'm going to deflect missiles.
Go for it.
What do I have to roll for that? Hang on. Sorry. Action.
It's 1d10 plus your monk level, isn't it?
It's reaction damage minus 1d10 plus my monk level. It just happens, right?
Yeah, you just roll a d10 plus your monk level.
Right, but my monk level is
6.
Yeah, so I'm good. I'm gonna go ahead and spend a key point to send it back at this guy.
Okay.
Yeah, this is happening.
Love that she was having a fight with her boyfriend with a giant owl on her shoulder.
Yeah.
He's my rock. He's the only one who understands me.
Okay, I'm attacking. Natural 20.
Ooh. Okay, so go ahead and roll a d6 plus.
I thought I got a d10 with the whatever the bolt is. Back at him.
Right. The bolt is the arrow is a d6 plus your dexterity.
Plus my dex.
I believe it's double the dash. Real fast on the double the dice.
Double the dice.
It was weapon damage, yeah, plus my dex.
Yeah, so it's d6 plus your dex.
Okay, so 7.
7 points of damage. So someone back here, but a pretty decent distance. The other one's going to go ahead and the other one that hits you. Yeah, that's 8 points of damage.
Deflect missiles.
So it's a third key point or second key point you spent.
No, it's only a key point when I send it back.
Right, but you've already used one reaction, so you have to spend another key point to get an additional.
Gotcha. I will do that.
Do you get key points on short rests?
So
She does, yes.
Yes, I do. It was 7 damage, you said?
8 points.
Okay, so I take 1 point of damage.
1 point of piercing damage.
People tell the truth, and you have big lollipops.
I'm gonna spend
All right.
another key point to send this one back too.
Okay, go for it.
I'm gonna do it. 17.
Yeah.
Jesus.
At the guy who
8 damage.
8 damage. Is this to the guy who already took an arrow, or to another? Because there were 3 of them that fired at you. So
2 at the guy who's closest to me.
okay. So
Both of these
8.
back this guy.
Okay, so the same guy gets hit by both arrows. Gah! At this point, the guy who had given the order sees you do this, and his hand comes down, gives a quick shot of his shoulder. Come on, take him out. They see too much.
Oh no.
Hey, Caleb. Hey, Caleb.
Yeah.
They don't think I'm a dumb drunk bitch. It didn't work.
Where we are,
God.
Matt, before you run off for the thing, can you describe, as Caleb shakes his head out of what he was doing, what do I see? I haven't paid attention to any of that.
That's what I'm about to show you.
It's going to be all be in front of me?
Yeah.
I love this game.
It's as if he knew that this would go horribly
This is
wrong.
gonna be bad.
The raven
Sorry,
and the
guys.
rook.
Sorry.
I'm disappointed in us.
For what?
That was just the most flounder fucky sneak up
Belly flop,
ever.
shitty dolphin,
We have some bad
masterpiece
rolls.
theater.
We have bad rolls on important things.
That was bad.
Holy fucking look at this is the best map you ever made.
All worth it now.
cow.
It's all worth it.
God,
Everything is worth it now.
So.
Oh!
There we go. So that is the figure
feel like it's a misty night. It feels like a misty night too. Don't you think?
Don't say.
No, I think we're all right.
No, I think we're all right.
So you guys were over to the actually probably a little bit further back from here.
Gosh, golly
Feels like
darn.
we
gee.
should
May have been
have
about there.
figured this out.
I assume Find Familiar has fizzled.
Come bring gifts.
Gifts,
Where's
yeah.
the captain?
Yeah.
That was the first idea.
It was.
I also think
Things kind of started moving quickly.
Oh man, this is so cool.
This is so
Kick
badass.
him, that's what happens.
this is. I hope they don't kill Marius.
We can keep him okay.
We could grab Marius and try and get the fuck out.
It's a good thing we rested up and waited to the following night, though.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So good.
We would have missed all of
Guess
them.
what?
You are in the water, right there. Caduceus, Jester.
Puffy pants.
You were like
yeah.
hiding.
All right. So, not you had been hiding off to the other side of the dock here.
Ooh, look at me, well positioned.
Caduceus, Jester.
Maybe were we like down over there? Or?
Yeah, like hiding next to a building or something.
I was gonna, like, yeah, like.
Like crouching down, like observing, right?
You're keeping out of sight best you can. And watch this. Yasha, whoever wants to run Yasha, is going to be with you guys as well.
Do we have an iPad for that?
We will, because we're going to take a break.
Whoa!
Before we jump into this, because it's 9 o'clock.
Oh, nice.
I'll give you guys a moment to kind of figure your shit out.
Shit, son.
So
cool, Matt.
We'll be right back here for this giveaway while we're gone by Wormwood. We have here it's cherry wood.
Ooh!
This is a nice little cherry wood piece here with the eastern sea of the Euphorus Peninsula, drawn by our awesome friend Devin Rue. This is the full dice tower and little dice box set. This will be going to one of you lucky winners out there. So to enter this tonight, where did I put the sheet of paper? Oh, there it is. Somewhere in the vicinity. Ha ha ha, I was prepared and then it went away.
That's a good action.
I thought we were going to shut.
Well, if I recall, because
Code word?
yeah, my paper completely vanished.
What's the code word?
The code word is married. M-A-R-I-D. Married. Married. M-A-R-I-D. Head over to the Critical Role Twitch chat to enter. Enter only once. Any more than that, you'll be disqualified. We'll come back with a winner here in just a moment. See you guys in a second.
Woohoo!
Welcome back. So, before we jump back in, we have the winner. The winner is Spraying Mantis. Spraying_Mantis. Congratulations. We'll get your information and get your Wormwood victorious gift out to you ASAP.
Spraying Mantis would fit in at our table.
Yeah. So, I need you all to roll initiative, please.
Initiative! Roll for initiative!
Yes, if you don't mind.
I will roll. No!
What is that?
No!
I better roll for Laura.
You roll for Laura.
Add
I
my
shouldn't.
boost.
Did you roll for you?
3.
All right, so starting at the top, 25 to 20.
I rolled a natural 20.
Nice.
Yasha rolled a 2.
The classic
She's with
act
us.
from across
She's
the
here
country.
with us.
Which is weird.
All right, 25 to 20 is the only one.
I'm going 20.
Okay. 20 to 15.
16.
16 here as well.
All right. Okay. 15 to 10.
12.
Jester has 13.
Oh.
This is Sparta.
Yeah, we'll go fast.
3.
Gotcha. So, and what do Yasha roll again?
2. Whatever,
thank
plus
God.
whatever her initiative bonus is, which I don't know.
So it's you, then Yasha?
Oh, we don't. I was about to say we don't have because we don't have her iPad.
We'll just make her last.
It's a plus. Let's say plus 7 to hit. You know the rules for rage.
I do.
We'll go with that, and she does an additional 2d6. I should probably pull up the stuff. That was something that should have been done during the break.
Yeah, we said we were going to do that during the break.
Well, you did not.
And then
So now you don't have Yasha's abilities. That's how it works out. So Y'all should be doing some damage if she gets there. All right, so top of the round. Ford, in the middle of this chaos now breaking, the arrows being flung, you are in the water and 10 feet below the dock. What are you going to do?
All right. I'm going to use my bonus action to use the single charge on Summer's Eve. Doesn't use a spell slot to Misty Step from my position in the water up to where Marius is.
All right.
Isn't Summer's Eve a douche?
Yes, it is.
What did I say? Summer's what? What's the name of the sword?
It's definitely for when your vajayjay itches.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh,
no, it's Summer's Dance.
Summer's Dance. That's the best ever.
Sponsor us, Summer's Eve.
Summer's Eve from now on.
Tell us about your patron, Ford.
He smells of lavender and vanilla.
Beautiful.
Oh my god, amazing.
I love it. What is the
30 feet?
I was going to say the Misty Step. Is it on a short rest or on a long rest?
It is every short or long rest.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And with my action, I will cast. I will use Thunder Step. Well, I'll reach out and grab towards Marius and say, "Come with us," and cast Thunder Step. He has to be willing to come with.
All right. Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you literally showed up. Ruined this whole deal he was about to make.
Come on, Pajordi. No.
That's a natural one.
He's not willing.
Fair enough.
Is he the redhead?
Yes,
there?
he's Puffy Pants.
Does it cancel out the spell, or does it still happen? He just doesn't come with.
If it still happens, he doesn't come with.
Okay. Well, that didn't work. So I will.
Did you talk to him before you thunderstep out?
I did.
Just tried.
Failed.
Rolled a
Did not
natural
go
one.
well.
It was great. He didn't want to come.
This is going great.
Yeah.
This is
par for the fucking course.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm brand.
Can I make it over to this dock over here?
What's the how long?
90 feet.
90 feet, most likely. Yeah, you have to count it out. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 45, 50. Yeah, easily. You can make it anywhere on that dock, pretty much.
It's 90 nautical feet.
Where? Did you roll that one?
So that's 10, 3d10 thunder damage. 3, 5. 8 points of thunder damage. Whoa!
Well, it doesn't kill Marius. That's good.
That's good.
All right, so there's this blast, this loud, thunderous sound, which may have gotten the attention of a nearby Zlezo or two.
Oh boy.
Oh God. Where's the reset button?
Yeah.
Back to one. This fucking
Locally save file.
You
Maybe
don't-
just reach into the NES and push the game up and down.
There's none in view currently, so you don't know. It could be a while until one of them shows up.
Yeah.
But you get the sense that was a loud noise because it's a thunder step. That ends your turn.
You can hear it within 300 feet. So.
Yeah. So that ends your turn. That brings us now to the bowman. So the bowman, who
Right here. Put me out of my misery.
no, actually, when you show up, you went, but they don't know where you showed up. You just vanished out of sight.
Behind them, yeah.
So they're all going to focus on the one they were already told to fire at. So they're gonna all and aim at Bo. It's going to be actually they had a hard time with you and you threw it back, so only one of them's going to fire on you. The other two are going to fire at Caleb. So against Bo, that is
like self-defense or defend
Secret
Caleb.
Service?
Yeah.
20 to hit.
Hits.
I
Alrighty.
think I cast mage armor like before going down to the sluice, but how much later is it? Is it beyond 8 hours?
At this point, it's midnight. You guys went there mid-afternoon, so it's been past 8 hours. So that is 4 points of damage to you, Beauregard.
0 points of damage to me.
Alrighty. And then 2 attacks against you, Caleb.
Yeah.
I can't like.
Both are 15.
Well, I'll cast shield.
Alrighty.
I miss.
They both splinter off of you. No issue.
Who am I after in the initiative?
You are after Bo and Knot, then another characters go, and then your turn.
Okay.
They're going to go ahead and kind of, this guy's going to move up to the side here to get a better view of you. This guy's going to shift up to the side. This guy's going to move up at the top to get a better view as well. And the one as he's moving by is going to be like, quick, quick! And he's like shouting down into the door that leads deeper into the ship underneath the ladder right there. That brings us to Bo and Knott's turn.
Take it away.
You want to try and take out this guy in front of me first with your sneak attack? I've already laid into him.
This big guy?
The big guy that you're under.
I mean, I can certainly try. I don't want people to see me, but sure,
Well, I could try and take him out if you want to try and go for someone else.
you do your thing first.
me?
You just do
Okay.
your thing first, and I'll see where the chips fall. Also, Matt, which guy is our guy? The red
This guy is Marius.
Okay.
Right there.
I shouldn't try anything fancy,
both
right?
big poofy.
I think we should get the fuck out.
Don't ask me.
Bo, it's your turn. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go up to this guy.
Right here?
Yeah.
All right, so you rush up to him.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm gonna attack him.
Go for it. Roll for an attack.
I don't know what to do. 12.
12 misses. You punch, or you swing and it hits, but it like hits his heavy splint armor and kind of like hurts your knuckles a bit. And just kind of takes it. And then up in his face, you can see he's a big, imposing half-orc, and currently looks to not feel very threatened by you. So that was your first attack.
Gonna try
We
again.
are missing a long rest. We could just get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, what am I gonna do though? I'm waiting for everybody else to run. 17.
17 just hits.
17 just hits.
Fuck, I think I was actually using the wrong math on that last one too, but that's okay. Okay. 6 damage.
6 points of damage.
But I'm gonna try and stunning strike him.
All right. That's a 17, 15 plus 2, and a Constitution save. So stunning strike, no effect, unfortunately.
Cool.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Soup's cool.
So have your bonus action.
Yes, I do. I'm going to... I can always disengage and run. I'm fast as fuck. Spend another key point to do patient defense and hold my ground.
Okay. You got it. All right.
Everyone else, please run.
Not?
I'm going to look up above me and... Well, he doesn't see me yet, I think.
As far as you know, he doesn't see you.
Okay, so I'm going to scuttle away from him across to that other box over there.
Okay.
Like across the dock there. And as I'm running, I'll turn around and fire once at the big guy. Still
Okay.
sneak attack because Marisha's engaged, right? Mm-hmm. So that is a 24 to hit.
That definitely hits. Go ahead and roll sneak attack damage.
Yeah. Okay, 10, 13, 16 plus 5, 21 points of damage.
21 points of damage.
Kill him.
You watch as he goes from this kind of arrogant, watching you just flounder in front of him as he kind of like takes the blows and keeps grinning. Suddenly, double over as the bolt is now like deeply buried into his abdomen. Yeah, it was a pretty tough hit.
And then I
He's
will.
hurt.
I'll bonus action, just jump in that box. And hide.
So cute.
Roll a stealth check.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed.
Ooh. Oh wait, no, that's better than I thought. It's 19.
Okay.
I'm wearing my thing, my hood. Do I get to roll again for stealth?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, you already get advantage?
All right, still 19. Yes, you double advantaged me.
What the stupid...
But now you know. All right. That ends your guys' go. It is now the Enforcer's turn. So
the Enforcer.
One Enforcer comes out of the center of the ship and looks and sees this going, and the guy up top goes, "Quick, burn it all!"
Burn it all.
And this guy is going to go ahead and jump back down into the ship.
Burn it all.
What?
They're carrying weed, and they think you're the customs, and they're gonna burn it.
That Enforcer is going to pull out a hand crossbow. Is going to go ahead and take a shot at you, since you're off in that way. He has disadvantage on the attack, but you're right now because you're out of his range. He's going to go ahead and grab and pull Marius towards the gangplank. He's going to go ahead and fire at you. That's 15 to hit.
Misses.
Misses, yeah. You just kind of with your shield, it flickers out, ricochet off, no issue. That's gonna be the end of the Enforcer's turn. Jester, you're up.
Okay. Am I within 60 feet of this guy?
You look like you're. It's close. You're.
Okay, I'm gonna step forward like a little bit.
Like how?
There. Sure.
Okay. 5, 10, 40. Yeah, he's within 60 feet.
Okay, I'm going to cast Hold Person at 3rd level on both him and him.
All right. He rolls. The guy with Marius rolls a natural 17. The guy next to Bo rolls a natural 3.
Okay, well, he's paralyzed.
That's good.
Paralyzed. You are currently concentrating there. So the big guy with the bolt in his stomach is like, and his whole body locks up, and you can see his eyes go wild as he kind of glances down at you, unable to move at all. Does that finish your turn? You keep moving the rest of your movement if you want to.
I'm gonna back up
All right.
and try to get around that building if I can.
Around here, you mean?
No, around the back of it.
Okay. 25, 30 is as far as you can get with your
Right.
movement. All right, that ends your go. That brings us to Caleb.
Yeah, okay. So I start moving my hand in an arcane motion, and I reach back at that building over to my side there, and a crate full of food, a wooden crate, starts to jiggle and rockets to the air at the held full in front of Beauregard. I'm casting Catapult.
Okay.
At 3rd level.
Food fight!
And he automatically fails his dex save because he is paralyzed.
That's correct.
5d8.
5d8 fruit damage?
Yep. From just lobbing this stack of fruits and heavy wooden boxes into his head.
It was a drive-by fruiting.
So, couple things, 30 points of damage.
30 points of damage.
And that's a transmutation spell, so I can shuttle a little bit of arcane energy into my transmuter stone, and I'm going to change its property from dark vision into advantage on concentration checks, and I'm going to back the fuck up towards that house as far as I can go.
Wow. Wizards.
All right. So as the crates slam into him, the body kind of rocks back for a minute, but it's still holding itself in place. But right now there's like splinters of wood sticking out of his armor. His jaw's all messed up. The hood gets blown back, and you can see like the kind of grayish hair that's kind of tangled and sea air matted. That is now streaked with blood from the impact, and bits of his just face is just covered in gore. He's looking pretty hurt. Now,
This guy's real beefy, though.
Yeah.
he's also
a lot of them.
He's also taken a rough round. This has not gone well.
Yeah, but we don't want to fight all of them.
All right, so
They run away. Yeah.
Caleb, then it's your turn. Yeah. It's now the captain's turn, who is paralyzed. So his really, really cool round that he was going to do, that was going to be really awesome, doesn't happen because he's fighting against the spell. He's going to make his save.
Seems like we're winning.
There's more of them.
They're burning marijuana.
What are they burning?
They're burning
though?
something.
So fast. Yeah, we could have found out if we wouldn't have been stupid.
There's 5 people we can see, 1 dude in the boat down below.
And they're talking to people down below.
He's going to make a wisdom save to see if he can resist
There's
the...
like 9 of us.
It's a 12. Does not save. He's still held.
Nice.
All right, that brings us to Caduceus.
Oh boy, that's just a lot happening.
Boil their flesh, Caduceus. Let's go. Do it.
All right. Let's yeah, this will be fun. That's all taken care of. I'm going to cast a guiding bolt, I guess.
Okay. Towards
the guy standing next to
Marius.
The guy standing next to Marius.
All right, go ahead and make the ranged attack roll. You're casting at first level?
First level.
All right.
Yeah, that's where's the ranged attack on that?
Guiding bolt, I think it's like 120 feet. I think it's pretty far.
Yeah, no, it's very far. So just yeah, ranged attack. Oh yeah, 18. 19. It's like 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
25.
He's only wearing leather armor.
So
So
51 hit points. I'm fine. Oh yeah, so that's that's where is that? That's 46. Okay. This would be Ooh. 10. 15 points of damage.
Nice.
Thank you.
So the bolt hits him, and you see now this vibrant glow as the impact, the energy kind of forms around his chest, creating this beak. And the next attack against that enforcer right there on the gangplank has advantage. And he's pretty, visibly hurt. He's not, on his last legs or anything, but he's taking some wear and tear.
And I'm going to vanish.
You can do that?
I can do that.
What? As a bonus action?
I believe so. I'm double checking. I can do hidden step as a bonus action.
Go for it.
Ooh.
And I'm going to.
Steps. Misty, hidden, thunder.
You watch it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move off towards. I think just off in that direction, if that's okay.
Is full movement or just?
Let's go full movement.
There.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. You are not visible at the moment. That finishes Gooses' turn. Yasha's up.
Yeah, Yasha, seeing all these arrows fly at Bo, she would like to rage.
Understood.
And she will rush up next to Bo towards the half-orc captain. Sentinel birds.
30. Yeah, easy enough to do.
Beautiful. And she will make. Does she get 2 attacks?
She does. She gets 2
2 reckless attacks against the half-orc.
Well, she doesn't. Well, you can go for it. She has advantage on him because he's paralyzed.
Oh, then they'll just make him regular so that he doesn't get advantage back.
Doesn't everybody get advantage on attacks against her too? So that would suck with the arrows.
No, only the person you attack.
Oh, really?
No reckless. Any attacks against you?
Any attacks against you?
Yeah. It's been a while since you've been a barbarian.
It's been a while. That's a 19.
That hits, and that is an auto crit because he's paralyzed.
Ooh. And the second one is a 12.
Come on, babe.
12 does not hit.
Nice.
Unfortunately.
She rolls, what is it, like 2d6 maybe?
All right, so for her as a
Just gonna carve him like a Thanksgiving turkey.
yeah, this is gonna be bad for him. This is for the so I'm going through here. The zealot. There we go. So so the first hit doesn't equal 1d6 plus half. Okay, so it's 2d6 plus 6 damage.
15. Okay.
But the dice are doubled.
Okay.
Plus an additional d6.
9, 18 plus 6 is 24. Additional d6.
That's doubled.
Is 2. Yeah, what did I say?
So 26 then?
Yes.
So that's 28 plus 6 for her barbarian level. Yeah, she just eviscerates me.
Oh, nice.
So, man. So as he's there, like frozen in place, Yasha just rushes up and just cleaves right through his chest, and you watch as he's kind of folds into 2 pieces, both kind of tumbling off into the water, and there's now 2 halves of the orc kind of floating in the water below.
You okay?
Yeah. Oh, Yasha, man.
All right, Ford, you're up.
Another layer of insanity.
Just fuck my head even more.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll use my last spell slot to cast Hypnotic Pattern. And I will make it in the shape of the cat's eye sphere above the ship, so that
Hypnotic pattern?
so that everyone can
What
see
is
it.
that?
Hypnotic patterns.
That's brand new.
Yeah, maybe for the cube. Yeah, that'll get. You can't get everybody in the ship. You cannot. You'll be missing either the guy at the front or the guy at the back. Which one do you want to?
I'll miss the guy at the back.
Okay, so the front there. That's a wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
So to the front.
15 is the save.
That is a 15. 13 plus 2. So the guy at the front resists. The next guy behind him, natural 16 plus 2. He resists. The guy next to Marius fails.
Yes.
And Marius fails. So he watches both of them, both Marius and the Enforcer, standing on the gangplank. Their faces immediately go dull as they stare up at this what you see is nothing. You have like no visual perspective of what's happening, but suddenly they both just kind of go slack-jawed and stand staring up in the air at this empty space.
Yeah, they're incapacitated at the speed of 0.
She like.
But if they take damage, or if someone else uses an action to shake the creature out of their stupor, then they're like, oh.
You like just spiked their drinks, basically.
Yeah, I basically
You dropped
Thundercat
them.
hoed the eye up into the.
Yeah, kind of.
Wow.
All right, so that's your action.
That's not going away.
Yes. Anything with your movement?
No, I'll come over here.
All right. Just make your way to the edge of that dock right there. Yeah. Perfect. All right, then it's your turn. It's now the bowman's turn. All right. Seeing you now casting the spell, making a ruckus in the dock nearby, all 3 of them turn to face you.
Coming too.
This guy's going to go ahead and shift over and get a bit closer to the edge, and all 3 of them are going to fire at you, Ford.
Oh no! What if we commandeer the ship?
Yes. Become pirates.
Natural 20 on the first hit.
Oh wait, 5,
What if we
10,
don't
15,
commandeer the
20,
ship?
25, 30. I'm within 30 feet of
none of them.
Oh, none of them. I've got to be them, not Ford, right?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'll double check. But
Double check that just in case.
Okay. Yeah.
The next hit against you that's going to be 17 plus 4. Yeah, that's
17
suffers a critical hit.
Oh,
suffers? So you can remove that. Okay.
Yeah, gone.
So, and then it's a natural 17 plus 4, so it's a... Hits. Yeah, so all 3 hit you. The crit is not a crit thanks to Caduceus. So it's going to be... 6 points of piercing damage. Okay. 7 points of piercing damage. Sure. And 7 points of piercing damage. Nice. They're going to go ahead and then use their movement to back up a bit. Back into the ship. This guy's going to duck below in front here. And they all kind of duck low, and they're all going to attempt to hide.
Nice. Smart kids.
Okay. So you watch as they all kind of disappear into the shadows of the ship's deck. Mm-hmm. You're uncertain where the bowmen are. That brings us to Bow and Knot.
Are we going in?
I guess.
Fighting, just try to get Marius up, right?
I'm hiding still, so I'm gonna pop up and shoot the guy next to Marius.
Okay.
Go for it.
That is a lot. 20-something. 24 to hit. Again.
24 to hit? Yeah, that hits.
He's also
Is it advantage because he's incapacitated?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's advantage to hit, so you can roll twice. So.
Same roll.
There you go.
And is this sneak attack?
Because he's not aware that you were there and you were hidden, yes.
20 points of damage.
Nice. He's immediately breaks out of the stupor, glances over and looks at you, and he's hurt pretty bad. He's like glancing over your direction, looking at the rest of everyone there, kind of seeing how things are shifting, looking into his ship. He looks like he's planning something. What else are you gonna do?
Bonus action. I'll shoot him again.
Go for it.
Not as good. 17 to hit.
17 to hit, that still hits?
Yeah. 8 more points of damage.
Tumbles forward over and falls into the water.
Oh man, we might get lucky.
Might get lucky.
Marius!
Oh, I shot the wrong guy!
Marius is still just standing there in the middle of the gangplank, going upward, going. All right.
Get Marius out.
I'll run towards Marius, but stop around that box.
Okay.
Do you have a situation?
Well, I was just thinking we could.
That's it.
All right, Bo.
What's his name? What's the guy that Orly? Say Orly sent us and try to get out.
So Marius is incapacitated.
They don't know that.
Shake him out.
They don't know your ability.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. Okay. I am going to run towards Marius.
All right. 5, 10, 15.
Got 45 speed.
30, 35,
40.
You're not quite adjacent. You're not quite up to him, but you're like 10 feet away from him.
I have an extra 5 feet, 45 speed.
45 speed?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was 40.
I got that my extra monk level when I level up.
Yeah. Oh, and then you knock him the other way.
She slips on some slick dock wind.
It's a rough night out here in Nicodranas. There we go.
Fucking power plants are shutting down.
There you go. So you're up on the gangplank with him now.
Can I like kind of grab him and tackle him down kind of behind these barrels?
You can either do
Can I try and drag him back?
You can use your action to grapple if you want to.
I do that.
Okay, so go ahead and make an athletics check.
Come on. Come on, monk. Come on, Em. Oh, you didn't come on.
Like, why?
What's your-
why are my rolls so garbage?
He's incapacitated.
Do I get advantage because he's incapacitated?
No, it doesn't matter. You can grab him. I just wanted to see you roll. He's not fighting at all. He's literally just standing there going. You just grab him. You just grab him.
Amazing.
Okay, I grab him.
Okay.
Can I use my bonus action to try and drag him back?
Do you have a key point?
I do.
You'd have
Can I do Step of the Wind and then fucking
You
move
have to
him
pull him
back?
back at half speed, but yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna come up behind him and kind of grapple him and put my staff around his throat, like making eye contact with everybody else.
We're friends.
Yeah, and I back up.
I'll say that knocks him out of his stupor.
You okay?
When you're choking him and forcing to pull him backward.
Well, you said
that kind of-
grapple.
Yeah, you grapple by putting your staff into his throat and pulling him backward.
That's different.
It's a pretty harsh grapple.
Yeah.
Bo is
Pretty harsh woman.
Yeah.
She's a harsh girl.
Yeah.
So you've pulled Marius back.
Not a subtle
person.
Whatever Mama wants, Mama gets.
That's my turn.
All right, that
I've got
finishes
Marius.
Bo's turn.
I've got Marius!
That finishes Not's turn. Now the Enforcer's turn. One Enforcer just fell over, keeled over dead. The other one is going to step back out from the inside for a second. He is carrying a heavy crossbow that he has winched back. Pulls it up and is going to go ahead and spin. And the first person he sees coming out of there is probably going to be you, Bo, because you were the one who's grabbing him and pulling him off the gangplank as he steps out and looks and sees you. So.
Do I have 3/4 cover?
Hmm?
Because I'm using him as a human shield.
Let's see, because you have half cover because of the boxes that you've kind of pulled up behind. So, unless you want to use him as a human shield, that's up to you.
We're here to save you. Oh God! block this arrow for me.
Everyone has to pull their weight, man.
He gets 2 shots.
Yeah.
Natural 20 and a 17, which I don't think hits, right?
Misses.
Yep. That is 20 points piercing damage.
Do I get deflect missiles?
You have a reaction still, right?
Yes, I do. Okay, 15.
Okay, so you take 9 points. 15?
Yeah, 5 plus my monk level plus dex, right?
Is that how much reduces it by total?
Just look through our 2,000 rules here. One second.
That's fine.
1d10. Oh, and it's also 1d10. I just rolled a 1d8.
Okay, so reroll. 1d10 plus your monk level plus.
Right. See, I
plus your
have.
dex?
See,
That's
this is
crazy.
old.
That is crazy.
But that's. Or is it my proficiency bonus?
No,
That's
it's
my
monk level and dexterity. You're right. You totally got it. Go for it.
Okay. I'm not
Yeah,
a
you're
crazy
right.
person.
Next campaign.
So,
monks.
not as good, but 13.
13. All right, so you take 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Foot Clan.
20 gold monks of the Shaolin, golden monks of the Shaolin Temple.
That brings that. That brings us to Caleb. No, sorry, Jester, you're up first. Then
Jester,
Caleb.
yes.
Yes, sir. Help.
Okay, you're. Are you hurting?
No, I'm just.
You're no longer.
I mean, I'm not. Wait, that's not.
There's 7 points of damage.
I mean,
I'm okay.
I guess. Let's see my. This is really hard. 16.
I just need to get any assistance getting Marius out.
I don't have anything that's gonna help get him out that I can think of. I can.
Yeah, if you keep them away, Yasha and I can make it
Okay,
work.
I'm gonna cast. Fuck. I'll move forward. Well, yeah, to be like closer to Bo. And I'm gonna cast Fuck It Sanctuary.
On Bo?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast.
Did you resurrect him? Yes.
Yeah, Sanctuary on Bo. So anybody that, yeah, that makes an attack against her has to either, whatever, you know, what the hell. And then I'm gonna, sorry, that's a bonus action.
Eeyore cast.
I know, seriously.
You know, anyone who tries to kill her.
I'm freaking out. I don't know. What do you do?
It doesn't matter anyway.
And then I'm gonna,
We're all gonna die in the end.
cast Sacred Flame at, can I see anybody on the boat?
Sacred Flame. Right now, you can see one guy in the boat.
I guess I'm gonna try to hit him.
All right. So, what's the range on Sacred Flame?
60 feet.
60 feet. He gets a what save? Is it Constitution or
A Dex.
Oh, a Dex. That would be 13. That's a failure.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Sacred Flame making it through.
Woo!
Man, that captain got eviscerated.
6 points of damage. Yeah, hold person. That was a good one.
Yes, it was. That was a good move.
It's all good. It's a good move.
And then I'm gonna use the rest of my movement to go back to where I was.
Well, that's as far as you can get. The rest how was your movement to get up to that point?
Cool.
All right, that ends your go. Caleb, you're up.
Yeah, okay, so factoring in a couple of things. One is that I see my friend Beauregard getting hammered on by them, which I didn't like, and also I heard some voice from the boat yell out, "Burn it." So out comes the bat guano and the sulfur and slap, and a beam rockets out, 150-foot range, out to about here and erupts.
Oh, God. Please be some big black powder. Please be
Alrighty.
Killing everyone on the boat.
Who gives
So,
a shit?
go ahead.
We don't even know who they are.
They deserve to die.
This is not a moral group by any stretch of the imagination.
They are trying to kill my
They're getting better than they used to be, but man.
Yeah.
All right.
Vox Machina is gone. But the point is to get it to a range where I know that it's not going to affect them on the dock. It's going to hit the boat.
Okay. So you're getting the boat in this too. All right. Let's go and do it.
To get the people, yeah, you gotta get the boat.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right.
My surgeon.
Now, roll damage.
What am I, surgeon?
And I have a third level spell because I used Arcane Recovery back at the chateau.
Okay. Specify that next time, but sure, go for it.
I also
I know you
took a poop
would.
while at the chateau, but I thought I didn't.
I know, but that's fine.
Okay.
I hope there's nobody important in like the bow of the
There's so many things that could be going horribly wrong right now.
Yeah.
This is such a.
Just a bunch of refugees running safe passage.
Not a very good fireball.
Is there any way to see what the name of that ship is? Is it like on the side of the ship at all?
You have to spend an action to look for it. The name would be towards the back, and it's facing away from you.
He would have painted that shit on there. I don't see it either.
Yeah. Like everywhere, like on every panel.
27.
There's no way
27.
Yeah.
All right. So the enforcer
Widows.
failed. So he takes full 27.
Oh, man.
Success, and failure. All right. So.
And I will use my movement to step around the corner of the house, and I will begin to count to 20 slowly in Zemnian to calm my nerves.
Okay. So you move behind here.
Nice.
All right. I'm gonna roll a saving throw for the ship sails.
Oh boy.
Right.
Not bad. The sails do not catch fire.
Hey!
They're charred a little bit from underneath, but the ship isn't now suddenly a giant burning torchlight beacon in the middle of the fucking harbor.
I don't know if Caleb is a firebug or if I am.
I know. I respect that.
I think it's you.
All right.
Hey man, if you got fireball.
So that ends Caleb's go.
Yeah.
Captain's dead. Caduceus, you're up.
All the human cargo is dead.
Yeah.
Are still standing?
No. The
Those we
slaves that were
can't
below,
see. Yeah.
below deck.
That guy came out and said, "Burn all the slaves."
Yes.
No, they said burn it all.
Burn it all. That's all they said.
know.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw a healing word at Bo, and I'm gonna start getting out of here. All right. So I'm gonna cast healing word. It's not a lot. No, it's 60 feet.
60 feet. Yeah, you're within range.
So that's a Oh, that's nice. It's 8 points. 8 points.
There you go. 8 points to the bow.
And yeah, I'm gonna start booking out I'm just gonna start booking out of here. So.
Where are you going?
I'm heading back around. The way I assume everyone else is going. Yeah, that way.
Okay. There's Caduceus. Finishing your go. Yasha's up.
Yasha's going to rush up and aid Bo in trying to pull Marius towards the docks.
Okay. So if she wants to, she can attempt to grapple and then pull him out of Bo's grip, or we could say she holds her action and then it gets a little weird because it's.
Would it help?
Movement is what you pull him out of the way.
Like make full speed when it comes back to Bo's turn if she's assisting?
Can like she go and then I assist on my turn? She's like,
I'll allow
I go.
it. I'll allow it.
Yeah, I guess. Do you want me to roll to grapple?
Yes, because he is kind of resisting amongst her grapple as well, and it's hard to go.
15 plus her.
Yeah, that I don't think. Yeah. All right, now it's Marius's turn. He's going to attempt to break free of. Now that he's full of mind and he's freaking out, like, what's going on?
He's gonna run right to us now.
Make an acrobatics check against your athletics.
A ball of fire.
Since
okay.
Technically, it's since you're both grappling, either you or Yasha can make the check, and it's with advantage. I'll say because you're both holding.
God, it's an athletics check.
Correct.
What's her athletics?
I don't know,
Well,
but I
strength is
know
plus
mine.
3, and it would be
I'll
a
do
plus
mine.
6 probably. So. Yeah.
Since mine's also a +6. So.
All right, so go for
Get
it.
a girl. Get a girl.
Oh, he almost rolled really high.
Oh, those are 2 bad dice rolls.
11 total.
He does still manage to break free. Yay!
Something's going well for Matt.
He's gonna go ahead and run.
You motherfucking piece of
shit. Seriously?
Why would you do that?
They had a dagger to your throat, you dick.
The ship's on fire.
The ship's not on fire, but he has no reason to trust any of you, and was meeting with these people. So if he's gonna choose between the two, he's gonna go ahead and step into the ship there. And he's just like, gets down low and is hiding. Though you know right where he is. That brings to the top of the round. Ford, your turn.
No problem. We got this.
Ford pulls out the big guns. Master plan. Here it is.
Yeah. I'm gonna run over here.
So hard to get him that far.
Stand out here and I'll unleash 2 Eldritch Blasts.
At that guy?
Enforcer, yeah.
Okay. You can look and see now, he is not the enforcer that went below deck previously. He's dressed similarly, but now that you get a better look at this kind of view in the light, he's somebody else. There is still one person down in the ship.
Awesome, great. Good stuff. That's 20.
That hits.
And 11.
That hits. Good roll damage.
Nice, okay.
Yeah, he has leather armor. He's not. AC's 11. It's pretty easy to hit.
11 points of damage on the first one, and 10 points of damage on the second, so 22 total.
That'll do it. All right, so he just, both blasts take him down. The attrition is not working well in his favor.
Why don't we say that?
What, that we come bearing gifts?
Gentleman shit?
Yeah, I know.
It feels like we're really in battle now.
Caduceus, you do hear a ways away, not here yet, but you do hear some voices and footfalls, armored footfalls. You get the sense that Zalezo are on their way. So.
Guys, we're gonna have problems soon. We should probably get out of here.
He will say on his turn when he gets.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I'm not there yet.
The bowmen now, who've been hidden below the deck and have kind of like endured the fireball. 2 of them are going to go ahead and, from the positions, stand up, and they're going to take shots at you.
Yeah.
They have advantage on both because they were hidden from you. So the first hit is a 19 to hit.
Hits.
Second one, that's cocked. Advantage. That is a 20 to hit.
It hits. Punish me for this horrible fucking crap.
And they have sneak attacks. They were hidden from you.
Ooh.
This is the hospital, but with weapons.
29 points of piercing damage. From those 2 hits.
Are you still up?
Oh, yeah.
The third goes and unfurls the sail.
Unfurls the sail!
And goes ahead and pulls the rope, and it begins to unroll and the wind kind of, a little bit of wind is blowing, kind of opens up a bit.
Do we see the sail? Does it have any markings on it?
No, it is fairly plain. But you get the sense that they're now looking for a way to get out of here. Ships aren't the fastest when it comes to exits, but they're trying. All right, that brings us to Bo and Knot.
Oh boy.
Let them go. What the fuck are we gonna do? Run and jump on the goddamn boat?
I was about to do that. Yeah. Literally about to do that.
At the end of their turn, you can. These guys are gonna go ahead and move back as well and attempt to hide again.
Fuck yeah.
All right, sure, go for it.
What? You don't know how many people are on that boat? Oh my god.
They're not very good at hiding, though. They rolled really bad. All three of them at once. It was like a 1, a 3, and a 4.
It's a shame they never roll that way when they're attacking.
That's funny. So yeah, so they're all, you see them duck down, but they're all like pulling out their arrow and knocking it into the bow, and you can see plainly where they're hidden. What's the plan, Bo and Knot?
Bone it.
Do what you were gonna do. Do it.
Bo, do what you're gonna do.
Do it.
You go first.
Do it.
Are you gonna go for the sail? Go for the sail potentially.
Sail.
Thought about that.
If you could start it, I could maybe like rip it. I don't know. I'm spitballing here. I don't know what to do.
We got
Make your
two
choices,
bowmen.
guys.
We got 2 bowmen.
Yeah.
Who's the guy in black over there? That's the enforcer who came up?
No, the enforcer's dead. But 4 just blew him up on the side. There's now only 3 bowmen on the deck.
3 bowmen.
And they're all hurt really badly from the fireball explosion.
Got it.
And they all think they're hidden, but they're not.
Go get that fucker up, man. Go for it.
I will. I'll just. Shit. I don't want to get. I want to use my sneak attack. I will bonus action hide.
Okay.
And then from my hidden position, I will shoot.
Move around the side. All right. Against which one?
The guy in black over there. Yeah.
All right, go for it. Roll for attack with advantage because he does not see you.
Oh, nice. That's a 23 or
Yeah,
something
that
like
hits.
that.
So go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah.
Sneak attack.
Oh, that was a good roll.
Oh, that's mean.
23 points of damage.
The impact hits him and he falls back and hits the edge of the ship and then tumbles over and sploosh into the water behind. You hear no noise.
And I will use any movement to emerge from my hidden position and move up a bit to behind those barrels, maybe.
There you go.
So I have a little cover.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna run up and go after these 2 bowmen,
Okay.
I guess. Fuck
10,
me.
15,
What am I
20,
doing?
25, 30.
We're all gonna join you.
You rush, running across the gangplank. As soon as you come to the edge, you look down and there's one of the guys who's about to turn with his bow and goes and
I
sees
just
you.
roundhouse him to the face.
Go for it. Roll for an attack.
Motherfucker! 10!
10 misses. You go and kick, woof, and the water on the slick deck kind of makes you slip just so that you catch yourself and don't tumble off the side.
You gotta wear boat shoes.
I haven't rolled above 5 all night. Okay.
She's back.
24?
That hits.
No, 23. 23.
So you go for one roundhouse, slip, using the momentum, you spin with a lower circle kick, like a sweep kick, which is about head level with him.
8 damage.
8 points of damage, that'll do it.
Punts to the head.
Really?
Yeah, the bowmen aren't very, have a lot of hit points.
Been burned badly.
So he just kind of, and then falls
I'm badly
and
burned.
unconscious onto the deck of the ship.
Do I have enough? Can I get the other guy?
You do have enough movement. You have 15 feet more, so you kind of leap down onto his crumpled, unconscious body. And his other friend is like, and going to pull back to try and take a shot while he's backing up towards the back
And I just
portion
go,
of the ship.
melee range. You can't do it. And then, and 19.
That'll hit. Go roll damage.
Big money. Okay, 9.
9 points of damage. That'll do it.
Die!
And so you just kind of, when he falls unconscious onto the ground.
Once. And I turn to Marius and I say, gentlemen sent us. Gentlemen, you a gentleman?
He's like, make a persuasion check.
Really?
We need to get on the boat and get out of here.
You just killed or beat unconscious the guys he was coming to meet.
We just flipped this. We're gonna jack this fucking boat and get out of here.
7.
He right now is just looking panicked, and the words aren't coming through. He's like, he thinks maybe you're calling him a gentleman, and he's just like, and he's just backing away from you.
Ladies, and gentlemen.
All right, that ends Bo and Not's turn.
Life is disappointing.
You do hear what sounds like some movement down the door is partially open to the cabin below, and there is light from the inside, like some sort of lantern light, and you just hear things being moved around.
Can I stand on top of the door? Do I have enough movement to do that?
You have 5 more feet to get to the door and get kind of look beneath, but you don't see anything yet.
I just want to like kind of tamp it down. I'm just standing my full weight on top of it.
Burning it.
Well, it's, the door is on the side, so you have to like put your weight against it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you're like up against the door. That brings us to Jester.
Are we trying to get back on the boat now?
Yes.
Maybe.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna fucking like an asshole run towards the boat. God, what? This is so dumb.
Yeah, do it.
What are we doing? What
I'm
are
gonna
we
run
doing?
towards the boat, but I'm going to, as far as I can.
Where are you?
10, 15, 20.
Way far away.
We're gonna have to fucking wait 10 minutes for you.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
You can make an action to dash if you want to get there
How
and do
hurt
nothing
are you?
else.
I'm fine.
Okay,
You got me too. I'm still spelled up to all.
okay, I'll double dash to get to the fucking boat.
Jump, Chester,
30.
jump!
You're kind of making your way across the gangplank. Oh god. You're just about making it to the ship, and that's the end of your movement
Okay.
there. Caduceus, you're up. So no, Caleb is up. Sorry, Caleb's up.
Yeah, okay, I see which way the wind is
Sees.
blowing. Which way the wind is blowing, I mutter a few arcane words and I cast the spell Expeditious Retreat, and, which is a transmutation spell, so I will also send a little bit of arcane energy to the transmutation stone and give myself extra speed as well.
You can do that.
So I can use my action, my movement, and my bonus action to move full movement.
Action,
at
action,
40.
action, bonus
So
action.
Vex is back.
Vex.
So
Vex is back.
I am now on the boat. Because that is so.
Oh my
Transmutation
Lord, you can do
spell.
it again.
Yeah.
Transmutation spell gets my movement up to 40.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Action. Movement plus now Expeditious Retreat is a bonus action.
Correct. So you can move 80 feet.
40 plus 40 plus 40.
It's a bonus action to cast the spell.
Okay.
Oh, and when you cast the spell, and then it's a bonus action. Oh wow! Oh, so you can so it's a dash action as the spell when it's cast as well. So yeah, that's 120 feet.
Yeah.
Whoa!
So a red blur goes, and I am standing next to Beauregard on the boat.
Flash!
Yeah.
He'll save every one of
He went so fast, he knocked me in the
He
boat.
did. You do actually. Jester tumbles forward into the boat from the sheer force of Caleb, kind of flashing into the space.
Are we stealing the boat?
Oh, we're all here.
Do anybody know how to fucking drive a boat?
No one on the boat does.
No one on the boat.
All right, that finishes Caleb's turn.
The guy who's definitely not here.
Oh my god, there's no words that are gonna come.
Come around.
Oh no! We swear we're not pirates.
Way to build that tension.
Begin to appear, and now there's Leslie that are coming around the corner.
Yes.
Are coming forward with torches. And there are more a little further down the way, and they're shouting out, "What's going on? What is?" And just looking around, they can see you, Ford. They can see Yasha up on the side, and they can see people on the ship across the way.
No.
But that's the turn. So they just acknowledged, and they're telling you to halt, and they're asking for your attention.
Excellent.
That's going to turn to Caduceus' turn. They do not see you. The sound you heard, you couldn't quite make out the direction it's coming from. You can now hear it coming from around the edge of the street.
I'm gonna ponder. I'm going to make the sound of a bunch of people panicking and saying, hide everything, hide everything.
With
thaumaturgy?
It's stretching the cantrip a bit.
Oh, no, it's, I thought you can create instantaneous sound that originates from a point of your choice within range.
It's like a sound, like a bird call. You can't create like the sound of a whole crowd screaming.
Okay, that's fair, that's fair.
So yeah, there's some limitations to the
You
cantrip.
can do ominous whispers. It's listed.
It is listed. I'm going to make one of the doors on that boat over there. Slam shut really loudly. And I'm gonna run and hide behind the map on the other. I'm gonna I'm going off the map around there. Yep.
Okay.
You're going the other way?
I can't.
Everybody else?
It's fine.
We gotta.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna just be going all.
We'll get you upstream. We'll get you upstream.
He's gonna go hang with the Ruby.
Catch you later.
Y'all, we can't get the boat out of here
All right.
fast enough before they can catch
Go
the boat.
ahead.
Sure. We've got.
Actually, no, this will be on their end.
I'll just be 30 feet. I'm not running. I'm walking.
He's an expert sailor.
It does catch their attention, kind of, and they look over, and the few that hadn't seen Ford now look over and see Ford on the dock as well. So there you go. They are aware of those that are currently visible on the deck of the ship and Ford, and Yasha over there.
Great.
That ends that Yasha's turn. What's Yasha gonna do?
Yasha's gonna run her ass onto the boat.
All right.
Double dash if she needs to.
She doesn't need to. With her speed, she gets onto the ship there.
Right. And she will assume the dodge, whatever, in case they throw.
She takes a dodge action.
Fire or something.
Fuck yeah.
Okay. That brings us to top of the round. Ford, your go.
I'm gonna Arnold Schwarzenegger from True Lies run and jump off the dock and dive into the water, heading straight towards the boat in a straight line because my speed is the same on land or in the water. And I will double dash to the boat.
The abyss. Oh man, all in one.
All right.
That's
pretty
Yep.
rad.
Yeah.
I'll be like, let's get the fuck out of here, shove off!
So as you do that, the guard's going, hey, halt! And they're drawing and loading crossbows. You are not stopping, you are not hailing, you are not listening to anything they're saying. They assume you are stealing a ship.
Nice.
Which you are.
Which we are.
So,
I can be the only survivor of this. This will be funny.
So the sails are unfurled.
Sail!
It's still anchored.
Oh god.
You notice as you get to the dock.
Are we tied up too, the whole smash?
Yeah. Like, they were just starting to get the process going of getting the ship done, and there was still somebody down inside rummaging through the interior. Yeah. You as a sailor, you get there and you assess the situation, you're like, this is going to take a little bit to get the boat out of here.
No problem.
I mean, through natural means. I don't know what you have at your disposal, but...
I just set the boat on fire and kill us all. Bury our ship.
All right, so you've taken your dodge action. All bowmen are gone. That brings us to Bow and Knot.
I run over and I untie the boat from the thing. I undo the rope.
Okay, are you bringing
Are we hitched to the dock with rope?
We're probably
and
tied up.
anchor?
Yeah, you're tied to the side, and then there's an anchor off the
Right,
side.
with like a cleat or whatever they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah, I work on that because I'm assuming the anchor is heavy.
Okay, yeah, so you manage to pull it up. Go ahead and make a strength check to see if you can get it all the way up.
The anchor?
Yeah.
Okay, that's opposite from what I said, but I'll do
sorry,
it.
I misunderstood. Wait. So yeah, so you just go ahead and
I'm trying to undo. Do I also have time to get the anchor up?
Not both. It's an action to untie and get it off the dock.
I'll focus on untying and getting it off. And then I do the thing that you do where you like push on the side of the dock and I try and get us like...
Actually, take it back.
Okay, so you kind of get over and you push it and you shove off a bit. There's still like a good distance. The gangplank is there, so it's not like right up against the dock per se. So there's not much you can push off of, but you do manage to get it untied.
I get it untied. I get the boat untied. Boat's
Okay.
untied.
All right. Not. This is great. This is D&D, motherfuckers.
So we can't launch. We got 5 or 6 guards coming at us.
Yeah.
It'll be here.
Vox Machina is dead. Long live Vox Machina.
Yeah, they thought Vox Machina were assholes.
Yeah. Oh man. Shit.
Well, there were a few times the Vox Machina was in this territory.
Sure, but this is our mom.
Wow. I mean, I gotta get on that boat, right? So,
Save yourself.
are there any
Run
more
away.
moorings or not? Or
be a
did she get off? All
She
the
managed to pull
the ropes?
to untie it from the dock itself.
But the gangplank is holding us on.
No,
or
the gangplank is just still resting.
It's just resting there.
Yeah.
So if we get moving, it'll just fall.
Probably.
Okay. I'll dash across the gangplank to get on the boat.
All right.
And Jesus, how do we get rid of these guys? I will, let's see, how far away am I? 10, 20, 30. I don't know. I'll cast Silent Image.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll make an image of that captain guy. And I'm just gonna make him at the end of the dock or something, and just doing this,
Waving them down. Okay.
just trying to hail them down. Not saying anything.
Okay.
just doing this.
Alrighty. You got it. So that ends your turn, not? We'll say it appears.
Bonus action high.
There you go. Right there at the edge of the dock.
Great.
All right. That brings us to Jester.
Okay, I'm going to.
See the guards? They're arming crossbows. They're like running towards the dock. One of them has his hands up, like hailing, like, "Hey, hey!" and is just trying to get your attention. What are you doing?
I'm gonna crouch down, and I'm gonna cast Invoke Duplicity.
Okay. Where do you want?
Like on the next to me, like where I just crouched down from.
Okay.
But I'm gonna have her like pop up and run across the gangplank.
Okay.
Very obviously, like run over and then like look like she's running over here and hiding.
Okay.
And I'm gonna stay totally as hidden as I can on the boat, like crouched down so nobody can see me.
Good to know.
Hey Matt, that white ring is just leftovers, right?
No.
That's the illusion.
That's the illusion.
The illusory captain that I just made appear at the end of the dock.
All right.
My turn?
Yes.
I give the glove of blasting a good tug.
Oh no!
And I send 3 arcs of fire up into the air, and they just sort of spiral around each other and crash down onto the dock about 5 to 10 feet behind that illusion.
Yes.
And blast into the dock.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll attack for the AC of wood, which isn't terribly high.
AC of wood.
It is. It has an AC.
So that's a
great poem.
24.
That hits.
Okay.
It's like something in
It's a natural 1.
Oh. Hits the water.
And the other one is way high, natural 17.
Okay, so 2 hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Low rolls. 12 damage.
12 damage. All right, so the dock splinters and bits of char and burn and go flying. But it's still standing. It wasn't enough to destroy the entire dock.
Okay, I will use
damaged.
my movement to inside the boat.
Okay. You vanish inside the interior of the cabin, pushing past Bo, who's been holding the door shut.
Down there.
As soon as you come down inside, there's a lantern, and there's one of the enforcers, so you can see his burning papers.
Oh.
Who turns around and sees you.
Can I use a cantrip?
You have a bonus action?
Oh
cantrip?
no, I don't. Never mind. Never mind. Get in the
Both
hang
just
of it.
looking at
Get
each
in the
other.
hang of it. Good.
All right.
Done.
That finishes your turn. That comes to the guards. The guards, the one who was putting his hands up and was shouting, "Hey," to hail you, and is asking what's going on, has no choice but to assume that you're destroying the dock and stealing a ship now. Because you are. So he's going to pull out his heavy crossbow and load it. They're going to move up to the side here.
Remember how, Jester, you couldn't come back to this town?
Yeah.
Well, now we all can. You're never gonna see your mom again. Sorry.
The weird butterfly effect of D&D actions.
This was just fucked from the first.
Just gonna have a conversation with them.
All right, so the guards are going to go ahead and they're all going to fire.
I'm crouched down.
I'm hiding as
I
well.
know. Yeah, so it's going to be 2 against you, Ford, 2 against Yasha, and 1 against Marius.
Oh no.
Against Ford, that is a 15 and a 17.
17 will hit, 15 miss.
Alrighty. You take 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Both against Jester. Terrible rolls. That is a 12 and a 10. So they both just going past. No, those are against Yasha. Correct.
Yeah, because I'm crouched.
Yeah, they could have seen you, but Yasha was the bigger thing, but still misses Yasha. The last one against Marius misses, surprisingly, with a natural 7.
Yes.
And he's just looking at all this happening, and he looks kind of freaked out. That's going to end the guard's turn. Caduceus,
I'm going to cast Disguise Self.
Okay.
And I'm going to look like I seem to recall I'm just kind of make a composite of just the most piratey. I've decided everyone who's on a boat is a pirate, so I'm going to make the most piratey, drunken, kind of old man that I possibly can. So I'm just going to get myself a big white beard, crazy hair, very unthreatening, buggy eyes, and I'm going to continue to circle around the.
30. That'll get you.
That was the last time we ever saw
Fuck those idiots.
Yes, I'm figuring I'm gonna have to find you guys at some point, but yeah, this is
like we're in a different country.
It's the only way I know how to get to the water. So
that was interesting. That was really great.
Yeah, that
finds his own adventure.
I don't have a better way around.
No, that's it. That's
unless there's a window, unless there's an open passage on the back of one of those houses.
There is. I mean, it's a closed window, but you can try and break.
Oh yeah, no, that's too.
All right, so you're over on that side. That's into your turn.
B&E to the list.
Yeah, why not? Just go all in. Yasha.
Yeah, that's the best I got right now.
Do we help pulling up the anchor, or are we moving yet?
I only unfurled, so if Yasha can yank up that anchor, that'd be dope.
All right, so Yasha goes over, pulls aside, pulls it up, gets it in the inside. Alrighty.
And now we're ready to go.
You're now currently not tethered
And with
to...
her movement, she'll stand in front of Marius like a human shield.
Okay.
From any arrows that might be coming.
All right. So she's trying her best to protect Marius.
Just gotta wait for the wind, guys.
Where's Caleb going?
I would say, yeah. At the time, you really missed the arrow sharing. All right, so now it's Marius's turn. What Marius is going to do, he can't do now. Well, he might try.
He's gonna jump in the water.
Please don't be a dumbass.
No.
Marius.
No. Hold on. Marius moves past Yasha.
So I can attack a bitch slap.
Gets up to the top of the edge of the ship. And let me roll from see. That's actually pretty good. Okay. So he kind of glances about the scenario, takes in kind of his chances and what's happening, and stands up and just goes, Hold, please! This is a big misunderstanding! Let's talk this out!
To us or
to the guards?
Everybody.
Okay.
For the sake of this, I'm gonna have one of you guys roll for him. Who wants to roll his
I will roll.
Persuasion check with disadvantage?
Terrible. Both were 3s.
No.
Why didn't you roll? Why didn't you roll?
Because it would make it more interesting. Okay, yeah, that's not having any effect on them. Yeah, they're beyond convincing now, it looks like.
He just made himself a giant target.
Wait!
He did. But, you know, that finishes the round. Ford, you're up.
I go up and I kick Marius in the water, and no.
Get away.
Fucking no. Can I double dash down into the bow of or the below decks where Caleb is?
Sure.
I'll do that.
Okay, make your way down and you join up the side of Caleb, and you can see now the enforcers. They're throwing like the paper that's currently burning onto the table, and he's pulling a weapon out, and he's...
Do I have an action, or did I double dash to get down?
You said double dash. And we're taking there to get there, so... All right.
Oh, I will use my bonus action.
Yes.
To cast Hexblade's Curse on that enforcer.
Okay.
With the hope that he will soon be dead.
All right. So now, as he sees you and he's pulling the blade, you rush into the frame, and what heavy shadows still lie in the bottom here, with a little bit of lantern and firelight that's lighting the space, the shadows get darker around him, and you can see everyone's breath is visible suddenly in this under chamber as the curse takes its hold on him. That goes to Bo and Knot.
Okay, I go over to the rope of the sail and I pull it tight to the jib. I don't know. I do something and I go, Ford!
Bo has never been on a ship.
Ford, how do I sail?
The one sailor is below deck right now.
Ford! I still try real hard.
Oh, man.
I do what I think.
Tie that there.
Tie that. Okay.
Make an intelligence check.
Okay.
Do the winch.
Do the winch. What's the jib? Do I jib or do I winch?
Wait, why am I rolling? Which one?
just
Pick
one.
one.
Pick one,
Okay,
pick one.
I'm gonna do Jade. Lucky
That's-
Jade.
that's
Lucky Jade.
Intelligence modifier.
Okay. That was good. 19 total.
Okay.
Read about a boat once.
Okay, you look about
I
it.
think I read the story.
Well, you've been watching boats come into harbor, and you've read things about it, but mostly just like from your observational skills, which is one of your focuses and strengths, Beauregard. You're like, okay, I think I've seen people, making ships go. So you grab the ropes, you pull it, and you yank past, and you watch as the sail picks up the wind and stiffens.
We've caught the wind. I've heard sailors say that.
So we're saying, Bo, for those purposes, is up on the top. They're kind of holding the rope, and you're like, okay, there's a sail.
There's like a rudder, right? Not rudder, the boat.
I hate water.
Now, what are you doing?
Is anything constraining our movement? Is the gangplank in our way? Or are we unfettered at this point?
As far as you know, the gangplank is resting on there. You don't know if it's connected at all.
Are we starting to drift?
You're starting to drift a little bit.
Okay.
The wind has kind of picked up a little bit.
Then I will run up and tackle Marius to the ground.
All right.
Wrestle him down. Get over here, you fucking come on, get down. We're trying to talk to you.
Make an athletics check to grapple.
Oh wow. Athletics. That's just a straight 18.
Straight 18. Yeah. Like a wet paper bag, he goes over. They both slam onto the deck below. You have him grappled, and you're kind of like holding him down. You don't weigh a lot.
No.
But you're leveraging, and pulling the weight in a way where he can't. His knees are buckled, and he can't actually get any ground to hold himself up. So
Okay.
You got him.
That's all I got.
All right. The enforcer, who's below, who's the curse, is going to go ahead and swing forward 2 attacks with this blade. This is going to be it's me against you, Ford, because you're the one who came in and cursed him. That's going to be a 15 to hit.
It misses.
Shield off to one side. Natural 19.
It is.
Yep.
This is your favored terrain and stuff. It's a boat.
No, this is a disaster.
This is all of our.
That is 10 points of slashing damage.
I'm okay. No, I'll use my relentless and
Oh my
fucking.
God. We're gonna
Come
lose
on.
the sailor.
Please don't die.
I'm up to 1 hit point.
So you just managed to hold on by a thread. Your consciousness waning, your eyes focus angrily towards the target of your Hexblade's curse.
Disappointed I came back up to 1 hit point.
All right. That brings
I
us...
don't even know that's happening.
No.
All right. That brings us to Jester's turn.
Great. I'm going to use my duplicate to run forward. And
We're saving the world, Marisha. We're saving the world.
and cast. I'm going to use my Pearl of Power to cast my last remaining 3rd level spell.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to cast Charm Person on the 3 of the guards that I can see.
Okay. One's up front?
Yeah, sure.
The one up here is the leader, the one that was kind of guided.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
He fails with a natural 3.
Ooh.
2 natural 3s in a row. Fucking lucky. And the 3rd one on the far end is a natural 6. Okay, so you are currently. Well, no, it's not concentration for charm person. So those 3 are charmed.
Yes.
For an
Well,
hour.
they're in
Doing great,
combat, though, aren't they?
guys. We've killed everybody. We're charming people. We're on a boat.
Because they are technically in combat with you.
Is Frumpkin an octopus, and is it lying back on the dock somewhere?
Frumpkin is not
You attempt to shoot
Oh,
within
okay.
range.
No.
It is charmed by you until the spell ends or until your companions do anything harmful to it. When the spell ends, it doesn't say anything about it not being in combat with me.
Makes a wisdom saving throw and does so with advantage if you or your companions are fighting it.
Oh, okay. It doesn't say that on the thingy.
Although we
Sorry.
haven't technically attacked. Well, no.
Well,
Yeah, there's been enough aggressive action that they're considered fighting it. So they've all failed their save. I'm just going to do one more roll for all of them. So the leader, that's cocked. That's a natural 12 plus 2, 14. What's your DC?
15.
15. It's a natural 10
Come on.
and a natural 11. They all fail again. So yeah, so they're all still charmed. Well done.
What are the odds?
That's kind of crazy, actually. All right, so we'll say the red here is the charm person.
I can feel Travis's like dad disappointment,
In
like
himself.
radiating.
And in
Like
us.
it's
And I'm
It's
going
hot.
to. I'm just
So,
going to say.
so the three of them kind of like drop their weapons for a second and are like looking confused. One's behind her, still loading and getting ready.
Okay. I guess I'm going to stay hidden on my end and try to make my way down. I can't do anything below, by the way, but okay, whatever, yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm going to try to go. No, because I'm going to keep visual on duplicate Jester. I'm just going to stay hidden on the top.
Okay, that ends your turn, Jester. Caleb.
I rub a bit of honey across my lip and say, my friend, I suggest you throw down your weapons and lie under that desk just for your safety, and I cast Suggestion.
Okay. It's his natural 7. It's a failure. So he's after like slashing into Ford and turning towards you and seeing that to fall, he kind of throws his weapon down and crawls under the table like angrily, like, I'm gonna get you under this table. And then he gets there and looks very confused.
And I would like to use my movement to zip up to the top and look around.
Let's see here. We'll just we'll say that's what his next action would be, since technically it's out of turn.
You mean climbing under the desk?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's happening simultaneously.
Heal soul. Use my movement to zip up and look around, and my bonus action to zip back down to the boat.
All right. So you look up and you see the scenario. You see the guards are still standing there at the edge. The ship is moving. It's slowly pulling away.
Don't hit those guys in the front.
Alrighty. That brings us to the guards' turn. So the two in the back are going to go ahead and fire. That's going to be one at Bo and one at Yasha. Against Bo, that is a 17 to hit.
Miss.
Any?
And then against Yasha, that is a 16 to hit. I believe that does hit. She doesn't have a huge armor class, if I recall. So she does take only 5 points of piercing damage.
Yep.
But
is that already halved? Raging?
Well, she hasn't attacked
You're right.
anything.
No, that would fall. Yeah.
Did she take damage last turn? No, she was attacked last turn, so she's still raging.
Oh, she did.
But there was a few rounds there where she didn't hit anything, so the rage fell.
The guy that targeted Bo has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that's true. And he fails. So
Okay,
he goes.
so
He
he
goes to fire and he has to choose another target.
No, he just fails if on a fail.
No, he can choose another target.
Oh well,
on
shit.
sanctuary.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I
It's
probably
the first level
fucked it
spell.
up.
Okay, so instead he's going to fire that at Yasha as well. Okay, that is a failure. That is like a natural 7, so no damage outside of that, except for the damage that she took there. At that point, the leader goes like, "Wait, hold on! What are you doing? What are you doing? Stand back!" And the guy's like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, "Hold on, we have to figure this out. Something is strange about this. Hold up!" And he starts like shouting to Hale in your direction. And the other guards are like putting their weapons away and about to walk over, and the two in the back are like, "What? What?"
Wow.
Yeah, they are not sure what's happening. They are not perceptive enough to have seen that it was a spell effect that has changed them. They're confused by it. We'll see if they figure it out soon. So with that, these guys are going to go ahead and begin to make their way towards the broken docks.
Possibly burning.
And they see the illusory guy there and look confused.
It just looks like me though.
Well, no,
there's another guy.
There's a guy just waiting to him, like. That's all he's doing, repeatedly. He's like one of those mannequins holding the signs out of the street.
Second on the street.
Yeah, you're like this.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
he's a wacky waving.
Wacky waver.
Half-orc captain.
He's got that cardboard arrow.
Perfect.
Spinning it.
Free stuff.
These guards are going to chase up, confused, and they're going, "Sir, sir, sir!" And they're not entirely certain what's going on. They're really confused by the scenario. All right, that's going to go to Caduceus.
I'm going to NPC my ass right across the street.
25, 30.
I'm going to see if I can take my action and keep going.
All right.
Quietly. Oh no, I'm not going. I'm going to go behind those. I'm getting in the water. No, I'm like.
Oh, this way?
Yeah, getting in the water.
Okay.
In the
so
water?
Up in
yeah.
30.
Oh no, and like I'm gonna gently get. Yeah, I'm sitting in.
It's a 10-foot drop. But
oh, is it a 10-foot
yeah.
drop? Hmm.
Can you like lower yourself? You're pretty tall.
Can I climb down instead of jumping?
Sure.
Yeah, all right.
Athletics check.
Is he kaiju sized?
I'm very tiny looking right now. Come on. Oh my god, that was almost terrible. 9.
9? You kind of slip and fall a little bit.
like
you get down about 5 feet and you make a splash sound.
But there's a lot happening.
The Dockside.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't notice.
Yeah,
They're
okay.
focused.
And yeah,
on
I'm gonna slowly be making my way underneath everything. Quietly and
5,
with
10, 15, 20. So yeah, so you're slowly wading through the water.
Yeah.
Okay. That ends your go. Yasha's turn.
Yasha's gonna turn and bear hug Marius.
I'm already on him.
Awesome. She's gonna assume the dodge. Is there anything else
Can
to do?
she help try to get the ship to move more?
The boat moving?
Does she know boats?
Does she know? Does Yasha?
We don't know.
Yasha know boats?
Yasha, as far as you know, does not know boats. She's never mentioned anything about it. And Yasha looks like she doesn't know what she's doing. She's not like giving orders or rushing to take a post.
I mean, I suppose she could run over to the
me
gangplank and she could try and pull it and then like shove it against the dock and push off.
Okay. So
The old plank.
Yasha will go ahead and push on the gangplank. Make a strength check for Yasha. Shoving off.
26.
Oh! She shoves and the whole boat kind of shifts suddenly. The gangplank plunges down into the water and is kind of floating there on the top. The ship gets shoved off about 10 feet that direction.
Who could have predicted this?
All right. Marius is...
We're pirates.
Marius is kind of just standing there, held by a goblin, going,
Stay down! Stay down!
all right. And just stays kind of quiet there, doesn't do anything. Ford?
I'll run back up to the top of the ship where I should be useful.
All right.
You don't want to run downstairs.
15 foot movement to get up there.
And then run back up.
Do I have an action?
You have 15 more feet of movement, and you have an action.
I'll climb up onto where they're running.
Oh, you want this seafaring knowledge? What did you give me?
Okay. So you get up, you man it.
Start turning the bow of the ship out
Yeah.
towards the sea.
It starts arcing and making its way in that direction, turning slowly.
And smashing my head in the fucking bow.
Don't do it. You only have
All
one
right.
hit point.
I fall unconscious.
Yeah.
When I wake up, this will all be over. I do that. I do
No,
that.
you don't.
Yes, I do.
Okay, Ford.
Yep.
That's a bad idea.
Don't do
I
that.
do it.
Okay.
I do it.
Ford, in a fit of frustration and anger, once the rudder is locked in place and the ship begins to turn in the position, just bashes his head and like a very much like a so stupid movement. It doesn't knock you unconscious, but you're dizzy as fuck. You'd have to hit your head real hard on there to do a point of damage. Do you want to do that?
No, that's fine. Frustration's good.
Like frustration, you'll hurt yourself, but like to take a point of damage,
frustration's fine.
Yeah. So you're like, oh, there's a little bit of blood kind of trickling out from where the head got mashed a little bit. The partially splintered wood from the explosion of the fireball earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, are we gonna sink?
Why would you say that out loud? What's wrong with you?
No, that's appropriate for today. Yeah.
So that ends Ford's turn. Now the ship is moving. The ship on initiative 20 shifts and moves out.
Hey, look at that! Look at us, guys!
Over there now, and is turning this way. So that brings us to Boa Knot.
Okay, well, I see Ford bash his head against the wall, and I go, you guys, I think Ford's under some sort of influence magic. He's not himself. And then I just yank the...
You're just using your action to hold onto the sail.
I go, tell me what to do!
Oh, right, you don't know how to sail a ship.
You motherfucker!
You're the only one, really.
Cool under pressure.
Hoist the thing and the other one.
I try and interpret what he says.
Okay. So
Hoist the thing.
Listen to the thing. You eventually get her to figure it out, but you get the sail situated, and that'll be your action for the turn. So
Yeah.
okay, not
I will spend my action seeing if there's any rope lying around and trying to tie the man's hands up.
Okay. There is. There's a couple of just coils of rope left there in like the far corner of it. You have to release him to go get it.
Yeah, I will keep him, and I will mage hand grab some rope and bring it over to me. But then that will be my action.
Okay. So like still holding him on. He's keeping quiet. The rope hovers over and plops next to you.
And then bonus action, I will use mage hand to start looping it around.
Okay. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check for me.
Okay.
What's the general dexterity check, actually? You're not proficient in necessarily, so just add your dexterity modifier.
10.
Okay, you've begun the process. It's not an immediate...
Oh, wait. No, it's just a 7. It's bad.
You're not a master of rope tying, necessarily. So this round, the ropes are kind of slipping, and while Marius isn't necessarily... is kind of fighting against it a little bit, you're not getting too much of a hold on it. All right, that ends your go. The enforcer below, who has completed the well, now is when he is ducked behind because he lost his action to do that. So he's now gets under the table, throws his weapon down, and goes, "What?" Goes to pick up the weapon. That's his turn. Jester, you go. It's so ridiculous.
Did he just break it? Is that what Caleb saw?
He just like realized he was being dumb.
He's just doing it. He's just
gotta do it.
Yeah.
Well, no, but he performed the action.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. It's the G wish.
as Jester's the duplicate.
Yeah, spell ends.
I'm going to pull out my axe, the duplicate, and I'm gonna like act like she hits herself with it. So stupid. And goes and falls into the water.
That's pretty good. Okay.
He commits suicide in front of them.
The leader dog was like, "No!" Who considers you a friend at the moment and is like seemingly really distraught to watch this happen.
What is happening?
So she's gonna be like floating in the water, and then I'm gonna go.
I take it you're not concentrating on your silent image anymore.
I'm probably focusing on Marius. So no. No, I'm not.
Okay. So that vanishes right as she kills herself and falls into the water. Very confused.
And then I'm going to, for my action as Jester, go and try to hold the door shut for the under.
Okay. So as you move up to the door and kind of holding it there.
But I'm crawling. I don't want them
You're
to
keeping low.
see
Yeah,
me.
it's a half movement. You still get there, and you're prone.
Okay.
All right, Caleb.
So I just want to clarify. I thought that I had told him to throw down his weapons and hide under the desk for his safety. That's not an ongoing thing.
He did that.
Yeah.
But you don't go down and then immediately stand up and get out again, do you?
He saved from the spell.
He's
saved from the spell.
No. How it works is you give them a task.
Yeah.
Right? And he went and hid under the table for safety, which he did.
Hiding under the table for 6 seconds is a shitty job at hiding. But
yeah,
okay.
but it wasn't. It
Okay,
wasn't
that's fine,
specific enough.
That's fine.
It wasn't a very specific suggestion.
Okay, so I have to totally rethink everything. So give me 10 seconds. I will use my action to run forward and, with the edges of my coat, put out the burning papers.
Okay. All right. So
Are
yeah,
you
your action.
downstairs?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
I
down
thought you
in.
were upstairs.
No, you locked him down there.
Oh God.
You're in here with me.
Yeah.
All right. So you go ahead and you put out the fire. You can see now. It looks like what was a map that is mostly burned entirely.
Do I see anything
on the map
as I'm doing this? Yeah.
Yeah, you see part of the coast, and you see some notes, and you see something on there. Quickly looking at it, there is information on it. Yeah, but you're just like putting it out, like.
Okay. That's it. I'm done. I mean, I would say that probably what I would have done, not knowing anything of that, was zip up to go up and then see that the door is shut and go.
Okay,
and that's the end of my turn.
All right, that's the end of your turn. That brings us to the guard's turn. The guards in the back are gonna be like shaking the other guards, like, "What are you doing? They're getting away!" And he's like, "Look,
This is a very confusing scenario.
Yes.
And we're trying to ascertain what's happening. They seem safe for now, but why did this dock explode?
And also, there's a girl floating.
Yeah, it's like, she just killed herself. Go check on her. Make sure she's okay. And the guard's like,
I'm wearing armor. It's not really supposed to swim.
natural 20. They're like, this is foul magic. He starts like slapping him in the face. And he's like, get away. He's like, call a mage. We have to get this taken care of.
Oh, the mage.
Call a mage.
A mage
And
or
so,
the mage?
The mage?
A mage.
So they start shouting for help. Pumpkin's still hanging out over here.
Oh,
I figured you would have blinked, Pumpkin.
Yeah. I was casting. Find familiar.
So you still have an octopus Frumpkin with you. So yeah, the guards are now.
Yeah, kind of interrupted that with a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're momentarily distracted by all the things that have happened, the ship getting away, and their leaders essentially acting really dumb, and now ascertaining that it's magical. They don't know what to do, so they're just starting to shout out, and one of them's starting to leave and go to get help. So they just kind of start darting this way, shouting. These guys all begin to inspect and try to see if they can find the poor woman. This guy dives into the water to try and see if he can save her. And is now like swimming in the water going, where are you? No, you have so much to live for. So that's their action. Caduceus.
No.
I'm swimming full speed directly out into the ocean.
Right now.
Caduceus is
30. You can. That's as much as you can get because it's half movement in the water.
He's never seen the ocean before.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not having a good. This is
brave.
This is not going well for me.
No.
I'm not a happy camper.
Do you even have dark vision?
No.
You're swimming out into the dark.
There's torches.
Torches.
For
I'm
now.
not going like
Yeah, there is a single torch over here that kind of is loosely lighting the vicinity.
And I assume that there's some kind of light on those.
So Caduceus, you do have a high passive perception. There are shapes in the water below.
Oh my god.
Would I have noticed that before swimming 30 feet out?
No. They weren't immediately at night with no. You're just you're getting out under the dock and you kind of like, and a little bit of light that's coming through from the moonlight, you look and you could see something kind of like in the water.
Oh god.
That ends your turn. Yasha's go.
Yasha's
40 feet off the dock.
God damn it.
Help me, Yasha!
I assist. Yasha assists Bo in getting the ship.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you're just holding on the ship. Not much else to do. All right.
Going.
Oh my god.
All right. So at this point, Marius is. There's not much else you can do. Ford, your turn.
Keeping an eye out for Caduceus, start to steer the ship along the coastline.
All right.
This
Make
way.
a perception check, please.
Jord.
You don't see Caduceus, but you see an
18.
old.
18. You do.
As an old man swimming in the
You
ocean.
do see.
Jerry Ashton patient.
This could not be more fucked.
I'm so happy. I would.
Keep going.
This went so far from any of my expectations. I love Dungeons and Dragons.
No, fuck that guy. Where's Caduceus?
All right.
Cad. No.
All right. So keeping up on that, and it's Ford's turn. The boat now moves on the initiative count 20
Weird old fucker out there.
up to there.
Fucking skinny dippers? What the fuck?
All right.
Bear plunge?
That kind of city.
Yeah.
Bow and not. We'll save for the purposes of expediency on
I
this.
just need some help tying this fucker up, and I bring him up to
And of course,
Ford.
the guy below.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Caleb out from below. I'm assuming I could have heard Caleb going.
You felt the door go. That's all you know.
Okay.
You assume I'm down there, I guess.
Well, if
You
I
don't
look
see Caleb
around,
on the ship. You're
yeah.
like, where's Caleb?
Where's Caleb? I opened the door.
Okay,
Caleb.
Caleb's standing there.
Oh, Caleb.
All right. And it says, Caleb, you doing anything?
I turned to the guy who he picked up his weapons by now.
Yeah, he's like making his way up the stairs.
Yeah,
after
okay,
You.
I reach out and use a catapult in a drawer, pulls out of the desk, and slams it to the back of his head.
Go roll for attack.
Dexterity. He needs to make a.
Oh, sorry,
No, it's
dexterity.
not. I did that at
It's cocked.
Okay.
Natural 6.
Okay. So it's a failure, so that is 3d8.
Does the drawer have fruit in it, though?
Well, yeah, scurvy. You know, when you're on the ship.
17 points of bludgeoning damage.
17 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
In the back of the skull, he's like, ah!
and you can see him holding back as he's holding the sword. I mean, he's hurt, but he's still coming at you.
Phew, I am standing next to Ford and Bow.
All right. With an immediate burst of speed and a rush, very akin to the Flash making his way through the city, Caleb just appears there on top with Ford and Bow.
Feels good, man.
The guy, and who's not looking at you, Jester, you see the guy who had his sword out, looks confused and sees you and goes, and is going to come up with the sword. He doesn't realize how fucked he is. He doesn't know that the ship has been taken. He's feeling pretty confident.
He's the only one having a worse day than us.
Probably. All right, so on that, he's going to go ahead and make his way towards you, Jester.
Okay.
He comes up and is going to make 2 swings at you.
I use Hellish Rebuke.
All right, well, the first you have to see it hit.
Why is
Okay.
That is going to be a 15 to hit. Misses.
No.
That is a 19 to hit.
Okay, yes.
Okay,
I
so
use
you-
Hellish Rebuke.
All right, go for it. That is 10 points of slashing damage to you.
Okay.
As he kind of two-handed swings past you.
He takes 15, 21 points of damage back.
He doesn't make a save, right?
Yes.
That is a... He rolled a natural 14, but has no bonus to his dex, so it's a 14.
Yeah, it's only a 12 dex.
Oh, right,
save.
because it's racial
Yes,
ability, yeah.
'cause it's racial ability.
So he saves, so he takes half damage? What's it
Yeah.
now?
What did I say, 21? Half of that, 11.
All right, yeah, so 11 points damage. So this ice shard pierce out of the blast area and around his body. He's like, ah! He's looking really hurt now, and he's frustrated, and his eyes are starting to go a little wild, realizing that this is turning on him pretty heavily. All right. Yeah, I mean, Caduceus. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You're like, you're just like, as you're glancing over.
From the boat, hippie.
little help here.
Oh, is that
his voice?
Oh yeah, no, I'm not doing a voice.
Oh! Sounds so familiar. Man.
Not having a good day.
Whose turn is it to get him up?
Yasha.
All right, Yasha goes over and just brings Caduceus back onto the ship.
The fuck were you? Who are you? You're clearly Cad.
A miracle.
Caduceus needs healing.
If I have just bonus action, I'm just gonna bonus.
You have a bonus action. So
I'm just gonna do a healing word just on Ford before I start doing another
prayer.
Some other yeah, it's before I start doing another prayer. But yeah, I'm just gonna cast a healing word on Ford really quickly. So
all right, you got it, Ford.
That's 7 points of hit points.
7 points
there.
to you, Ford. Anything? Just keeping the ship going.
Just say yep. Just
Can you
say all
look
right.
over the back of the boat and see the name of the boat?
On the 20 count, the boat continues on for another 20 or 30 feet, or actually 30 feet. It's starting to get a little speed as it's picking up the wind, and it's making its way, kind of curving out towards the harbor. The guards have continued running off. These guys are all still searching for the body of the woman.
Heroes.
We did it, guys. Mission accomplished.
Yeah. So the enforcer actually technically would have attacked him in this round. I misread that. So the enforcer does his attacks on you, Jester.
Oh, okay. Oh, can I hit back? Because I
Yeah, you
didn't.
can.
Okay.
It's your
yeah.
turn now.
Oh, okay. Then, yeah, I'm going to. I get 2 attacks, don't I? No, I just get 1
You
attack.
get 1 attack.
Okay, instead of, I'm not gonna.
I mean,
instead of killing
no
him,
problem.
I'm gonna say, you probably don't want to attack me. We've got a boat full of people. We just took your ship. You should put down your weapon.
Make an intimidation check.
But as she has her hands up, you can see her flexing biceps.
Yeah. Intimidation, 13.
13. He doesn't buy it.
What? I'm right here. Look behind me, you stupid. Okay.
He's like back in. The deck isn't very high, and he can't really look and see the ship before you entirely. He's just like seeing you right there in the way, and he's just hacking at you with his sword.
Okay.
So the words don't come through. He thinks it's a bluff.
Okay.
Caleb.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I will go down after Jester and stand behind her to see what the situation is with my movement.
Mm-hmm. You're down next to her.
Oh goodness. I don't want to set the. I say, hey, why don't you put down that weapon and let's talk about this? And I cast Friends, which would be a disadvantage, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You have advantage on all charisma checks.
You know, Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, so just, it's very dangerous. You're going to die probably sooner rather than later unless you want to talk shop.
Persuasion.
Persuasion
with,
at disadvantage?
Disadvantage.
No, it's straight, because you cast.
Straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what'd you roll?
7, shit. So that's persuasion 10.
You guys are all standing in the door going like, come on, bud, come on. And he's like, no! No! You're lying!
I don't want to burn the boat.
Yeah, the guards aren't an issue anymore at the moment. Caduceus, anything you need to do, or you just
I'm just
hold on
sitting,
to the
starting
ship?
a prayer of healing. Just,
all right, gotcha. All right, bring it back. Forward anything. Holding the ship. Ship continues off. You guys are picking up speed now as the wind is coming in and the ship's now making its way.
Honestly, I think we did a pretty good job after everything.
You turn it around a little bit because that was going bad.
This is fucking fun.
Oh yeah, that's why I love when shit goes wrong like this. This is my favorite moments in D&D. Yeah, the Enforcer's gonna go ahead and take 2 more attacks on you.
Nobody's going down there to help Jester.
I don't know.
Actually, you know what? You know what?
Like, ow, ow.
You know what? No. He does see Caleb, now actively takes a look behind, and then turns around and runs down below deck.
Wait, there's more below?
No,
he's running down
ran
below
back
deck.
down.
You do get an attack opportunity if you want to take a Jester.
Okay, yeah.
It's all the dead.
No, I mean,
It has to
no,
be-
it has to be
a
at my
melee
hand
attack.
axe, so. Yeah, that definitely hits 25.
Yeah, that will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
10 points of damage.
As he turns around, you're like, no, wait! Into the back of his skull.
Oh!
He just falls and like slides down the stairs limply.
You know, I think I'm going to use my cantrip, spare the dying, and make sure he doesn't die. Does he die?
I mean, you put an axe to the back of his head.
I mean,
I didn't want to kill him. Like, that wasn't my goal, but I didn't say that out loud.
Didn't say that out loud.
Stress in the moment.
He did.
And it's not your turn, you don't have a bonus action, 'cause it's a reaction.
Oh, okay.
So you wouldn't be able to use it in the next round.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
it
he's
really
dead.
wasn't my intention to do that. I was aiming for his shoulder and I missed and hit his
It
head.
wasn't my intention. The name of this episode.
That's
That's great. That's great.
That or the
Yeah, wasn't my
AC of wood.
intention. Yeah.
AC of wood.
AC of Wood's a good album title.
Yeah.
So,
From wasn't my intention.
So, as you pull away out into the main harbor, Ford, for the first time in a long time, you feel as the stress of the sequence passes over you, the sensation of being at the helm of a ship bypasses the momentary frustration. And it feels good to feel that wind in your hair again, and to be guiding it through the waters and seeing the dark horizon in the distance. And you feel that kind of bald rage subside. Looking past, you can see the guards are still running up the streets with their torches. There'll probably be a search party.
You can never go back.
The good news is you don't think they were paying attention to the back of the ship, thanks to the distraction that you set, so they don't know the name of the ship, so that might help to your advantage.
Which is
It is called...
Widows of Grace.
No, I know. No, it is not. It is called The Mist.
Ooh.
With an I or a Y?
With an I. Now, pushing past midnight to the very early morning hours, you make your way out, and as far away from the edge, you can see the lights of Nicodranus begin to fade a bit, just enough where you can feel comfortable. Marius is there, bound by ropes. They're still kind of wild-eyed and looking at all this and says, all right then, who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck are you, you piece of shit?
Yeah, we know who he is.
We know his name.
No, I know who he is. I'm asking him, you fucking piece of shit.
That's all we know is his name.
My name is Marius LePual.
Yeah, no, we know. I'm saying you're a piece of shit.
What did I do?
So many things.
I'm very confused.
What were you doing on the docks this evening?
He looks around, he's like, I was coming to tell some business contacts of mine that something they'd hired me for didn't pan out.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know where those business contacts came from? These people? Do you know?
I don't know, they're very mysterious.
Would it mean anything if we said that we come bearing gifts and that we are looking to see the captain? I'll reach behind my hand and use minor illusion and create a little replica of the cat eye sphere and hold it out in front of him.
Okay. He goes, oh, why didn't you say that at the beginning?
No, I did say that. Kind of did. I was like, gentlemen, gentlemen. Never mind.
Well, no, I don't know a gentleman. I just know I was supposed to look for that delivery.
From who?
Whoever was going to bring it. I didn't expect you to come in here and slaughter my contacts.
What are your ambitions with it?
Nothing. I was going to make some coin, pass it over. That was it.
He's a runner. Who were you supposed to deliver it to?
I don't know. Mysterious folk.
Killed?
Mysterious folk. Where were you supposed to drop it off? You knew where you were supposed to deliver it, so where were you supposed to deliver it?
Well, they were supposed to come find me in the cove. Never showed up, and they've been waiting in town for a few days. And they were coming back, and this was the night where I was supposed to tell them either bring it to them or the deal was off, and I was supposed to give back the money that I owed them. So,
I would like to just point out that you're trapped on this boat with us.
I know that! I'm very, very well aware of that right now. I'm a little freaked out, not gonna lie.
Tomorrow, my blue friend is going to, if we need to, cast a spell on you and make you tell us everything we want to know. Why waste that time?
Make an intimidation check.
There's also maps downstairs. I don't know that. He knows that. Never mind.
21.
21. Right. I'm being truthful. I know that there was supposed to be for a captain. Captain Vantika. She's a right intense person. I've only seen her once. She doesn't really leave her ship in port when she's in, which is rare. Her reputation keeps her not from coming in directly.
What's the name of her ship?
Her ship is the Squall Eater.
Squall Eater?
Her reputation keeps her from coming in. What is her reputation?
She's a bit of a forceful taker of things she wants.
She's a pirate.
That's one word to say. I mean, if you want to find her, your best bet's probably somewhere in the Slovene Islands, or don't know where directly. I'm just hired as the errand boy.
The Slovene?
Slovene. Slovene. S-W-A-V-A-I-N.
Swain Islands? Is that what you said?
Yes,
Slovene. Says, I'm just supposed to come back here. I'm supposed to meet up with the folks of the Mist, the ship that you've now commandeered. You killed them all. So, what you gonna do with me?
That is a good question.
Honestly,
I'm useful. I'm helpful. I can swab the deck. I can cook.
Ooh.
Oh, what can you cook? That's interesting.
I mean, what you got?
We don't know what we got. We stole this ship.
Yeah, you did.
Did we pat him down?
No.
I'll pat him down.
Make an investigation check.
By this point, by the way, everyone has 16 hit points added to their...
18.
There you go.
18 for investigation.
Okay, yeah, you find a pouch of 20 platinum pieces.
Whoa, that's the money he was going to return. That's what he got paid.
You find another pouch that's kind of hidden within his belt pouch that contains 62 gold pieces, 3 silver, 50 copper, and what looks to be like a pouch of chewing tobacco.
Okay. what looks to be a pouch of chewing tobacco. Okay. Got it. Could be spice.
Well, so you're not going to kill me, right?
We're not sure yet.
We're
Okay, that's
probably
fine.
not going to kill you.
That's good odds. I'll take those odds. Can you at least loosen these a bit?
Tighten them and tie them to the mast, will you? Let's go check out things below.
Yasha just picks him up and ties him to the mast. He's like, oh!
Maybe you'll earn your way to that. We'll see.
Okay, well, where are we going then?
You'll find out soon enough.
I take a handkerchief and I shove it into his mouth. Just tie that around too.
I mean, we already said what you.
I know, but we don't know who this letter was written to, do we? We just know who it was from and what it was telling the person to. Oh wait, no, it's for
Ionos.
Ionos. Does he know? Do you know Ionos?
Oh, take the thing off.
Do you know Ionos?
No, I didn't know an Ionos.
Well, I'm glad we killed a half dozen people to know what we already knew.
We didn't know that already.
We did not know
We
about
didn't
this
know all that.
Vantika or her ship.
Her name's right here. It says,
But we
meet
didn't
the
know
captain
she was
of
the
Know
captain.
anything about her?
We could have
We
asked.
didn't know what her ship was about. Let's go downstairs. Maybe we can find something useful.
To be fair, the goal was to just ask, and then it kind of got out of hand.
Maybe there'll be lunch meats down there. We can make a sandwich.
Caleb's heading down to start searching below deck.
As you guys all head down below deck to take in what exactly you have at your disposal, as you are now the current owners of the Mist.
You guys own a ship.
A ship, a dog, an owl, a ferret.
No, we don't have a dog anymore.
Oh yeah! Oh, Professor Thaddeus! Whoo! Professor Thaddeus!
Professor Thaddeus is somewhere at the city.
Splash one. Splash one.
I did try to throw up some bait. Whoo!
Make an animal handling check.
Okay. I'm gonna roll big. I'm not gonna roll big.
He's just gonna tear
I'm
that
gonna roll
coat
great.
check guy for a
mile out to sea.
No, you had him.
I had him with me. 19.
Not while fighting.
Not while fighting.
But yeah, imagine when I fought, I was like, go
So,
hang out.
Total of what?
19.
19. You're shouting out to the sky. Time passes. No Professor Thaddeus.
He's eating mice.
He is. He's happy. He's happier that way. He was like me. He's not meant to be tied down.
Wow, I want to say it so bad. I'm not going to say it.
So, as
Doing
you all,
what he loved best. Just ignoring everything.
We'll have a proper burial at sea.
He's not dead.
Well.
He's just running far away from me.
Or he's chasing the ship and he can't catch up.
so
Professor!
Okay, zero in.
as you head down below deck to take stock of what you have, we're gonna end there. We'll pick up next week.
I need to take a bath.
I think it was
Best
fun.
episode. Best
Honestly,
episode.
I think it was terrible, but it was cool.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Oh man, that was a lot.
Think about when we got our flying carpet. Like, we didn't mean to get the flying carpet. We ended up bringing the entire tower down upon ourselves, right?
That's fair.
That nap is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was fun.
What would the captain have told us, though?
Who knows? He got splattered.
He didn't even make an attack.
Ready to do.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. He was gonna be the nasty one.
Yay.
So anyway, well done, guys. You have a boat.
Man.
And a handful of people in the city that saw your faces. Most of your faces.
Man, thanks for that. You keep presenting with stuff that we don't really want, but then we see it and we're like, we need it! And then we don't want it. Like animals. Now we have a boat.
But we have a weasel, and your mom has a puppy.
Yay.
And there's an owl somewhere.
Well, think about nobody
With a
that
degree.
saw us in the city saw us taking the boat and lived to tell the tale. Just kidding. All of the guards right there did.
Nicodranas! Yeah.
Wow.
Do we go on to the next town, or do we try to?
Well, back to the
That's up to you guys to figure out next time we come around. So, well done. We'll pick this up next week and see where the Mighty Nein are going, what they're planning to do, and what the next leg of their adventure is. Until then, Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful week. We love you. And is it Thursday yet? Good night.
Oh my god. Let's go join that pirate.